Hello everyone, how are you doing? So it's been a long time I have posted anything on my YouTube channel. Here you can see I have posted something related to React Native and tRPC, and I said that I am gonna record some courses with React Native. So basically a full stack React Native development, and I haven't did that because I have been busy building a few products I have built in the time. In the past 6 months I have built these projects, and now I'm back to YouTube hustle, and I'm gonna build a lot of cool products with React Native and Next.js and everything. We are gonna do a lot of products. So in this video, let's start building. As you have seen the trailer, or you can say the intro of this whole video, we are going to build a React Native AI song generator. So the tech stack we are going to use, let me open the Xkalitro and we will discuss everything. Xkalitro.com. So yeah, what are the tech stack, what we are going to use, and everything we are going to talk in this video. So first of all, we are going to use React Native because we are already, I assume if you are watching this video, you are aware with React and its ecosystem. You are aware with tRPC. If you haven't taken my tRPC course, you can find a lot of videos related to tRPC, related to Next.js, related to Tailwind CSS and everything. So it's basically similar to React. React Native is similar to React. Instead of division, we have view. Instead of Tailwind CSS, we have something called native in there. So it's a library. So I won't explain everything. You can watch these videos. Let's talk about React Native, tRPC, and this video. These both videos have what you need to know before starting this course, because I have explained in these videos what you need to know. Okay, so let's discuss about the tech stack we are using. So what we are going to build? We are going to build a full stack AI song creator. As I am not a designer, so we are not going to focus on the design part. We are going to focus on the functionality part. We are going to build an application from zero to make it live on the App Store with subscription and with everything. Full stack AI song maker and zero to launch. So in this course, if you have taken this course, you can assume that you are now a full stack mobile app developer and you are ready to build a lot of cool products by yourself. Okay, so this is our goal. So what is the tech stack we are going to use in this project or in this course tech stack? First one is React Native with TypeScript, obviously, because TypeScript make our life easier. So you will see when we develop the application and you will find out that TypeScript helps us really good. React Native with TypeScript. Otherwise, we are going to use tRPC plus Supabase for our backend. Yeah. Now we have the backend. For all the AI stuff, we are going to use something called Replicate. Replicate.com is a website which helps us to run AI inside our application with just an API. It gives us some APIs and we can use them. So basically, it provides us a lot of generative AI models. You can go to explore and you can find out what we are going to focus is. Let me show you what we are going to focus. Let's go to the blog part. Here in the blog, clone your voice using open source model. Okay. So this is what we are going to build. We are going to clone our voice and then we are going to make a song out of our voice. Okay, so this is what our goal is. You can see there is generate music from, I think our goal is to create song from our voice. So what we have, AI song creator. Okay, so first we have a voice. We have a voice. Then we will use this voice to generate a model. So first we have our voice. We will upload our voice in the application, or we will record our voice, and then we will generate our model. Okay, basically we will generate it. It cannot be called as generate, but yeah, you can assume. We will then have a model of our voice, and then we will use this model to create songs like this. Create songs. It's simple as it is. So first of all, you need to know that I haven't done anything previously. I haven't created this application before starting this course. Why? Because I want you to see all the problems which I am facing and see them basically and avoid them if you want. And if you face these problems, you will get to know that how you can resolve them. Okay, so that's what we want. So this is the blog, clone your voice. So first we need to clone our voice. So realistic voice cloning, voice to voice model that can transform any input voice into a target voice. Here is an example of this. I don't know you can hear, but let's play it.
Once we test, I ate his leg with some farmers.
Here is the process. Create a training dataset. Use this model to generate a dataset of speech audio files from a YouTube video URL. But we will modify this logic. So we will upload some thing inside our application and then we will use that to create this training dataset. And then we will train our voice model, which is this. and then we can use our. So basically, if we wanna sound like Elon Musk, we can say anything and then our voice will be converted to Elon Musk voice. So that's what we are saying. But we want a song generator. So how do we do that? So here is, you can see how to create an AI. Note this, yeah, this one, generate music. Okay, so this is an AI generative music model. So basically you will type something and it will generate the music. But we want to generate the music like we have a music video URL on the internet, on the YouTube, and we want to AI to make the song in our voice. Like you have seen a lot of AI videos on the Instagram Reels or on the TikToks. So that's what we want. So that's what we want to achieve. So let's see if we can do this here. We need to find a model. So as I said, I haven't prepared anything. So you will see what is the process I take when building an AI app. So you will see the whole process of building the AI app. So you can see, let's find out the music. If we have the music thing here, generate music from a prompt on melody, audio processing generation with deep learning. Let's see this. You can see this is also a great model, but we don't need it. So like if you are recording a video, if you are recording a movie, basically a short movie or something, you can use this model to generate music for your video, and it will like music to watch girls go by, and it is sounding like similar cinematic voice, which is very good. Generate music from a prompt or melody. Stereo input. There is one thing called Suno AI. It's a great thing. So it's something that we can use also, make a song, and Suno AI, it's also great. Create. Let's sign in to see how it works. So we can pass a prompt and it will generate custom mode. Okay, enter your lyrics, make random lyrics, style of the music. So what we can do here is, okay, so I got it. What we can do, first we have to generate a music, and then we can convert to any voice. Like where is the blog which we are seeing? Here is the blog. Clone your voice using open source model. Okay, so here it is. So basically, let's say if we want a song in Elon Musk voice, so first we need that song which we wanna recreate. So let's assume we have recreated this song. So the number one step is completed. Now we have the song, which you can find any song you want. Then we need Elon Musk voice. So you can find Elon Musk voice on any YouTube video. So you can use this model and create a training data set, and it will generate audio files, and we will have a voice model of Elon Musk. Okay, and then we can use this model, which is voice cloning, this model, and it will give us, you can see, upload your audio file here, create song covers with any RBCB to train AI voice from audio files. Now you can say we have a song which we can give it to it directly. Okay, so we can directly give it the song, which is awesome. You can see we have a song input. We can directly give the song to it. We can give our model, which is our model, custom RVC model, which is our model. It can be Elon Musk, it can be Donald Trump, it can be Narendra Modi, it can be Vladimir Putin, anyone you want. It can be you, even you, if you wanna see how you will sound when you are doing your song. So basically we don't need anything. I was just showing you how this works. You can see the lyrics, make random lyrics, style of the music, title, and Suno AI will create a music for you. It's also great, but we want our custom solution. So this is the thing we want. Okay, so this is the process which we will use. And here you can see, this is the model which will create a data set. It is the model which we will train our voice model. It is the model which will clone our voice. So you can see, let's hear this. So this is the Gangnam style music, and let's hear this. And this is the converted voice music, basically. It's great. It's working. So let's do this. Let's build this application. So what we will do, we will give options like paste the YouTube URL which you want, the song URL. So how the flow will work? Okay, we were discussing the, okay, so we found the backend solution. We found the AI solution for our application, which is AI stuff. We found the AI stuff for our video. Okay, so AI stuff is, we will use replicate. Okay, and I will paste the blog link here, and I will paste this in the GitHub repository where I will work on the application. So this is the AI stuff we are going to do. We have React Native, tRPC and everything, and here tag stack, Supabase for the backend and everything. Now what we have is, we have AI stuff, we have the backend, and we have the front end. That's all we need. And then we will use React Native Expo, what we call, we are using Expo basically. React Native is Expo. Expo is great. And then we will use something called ES build to make our app live on the App Store. These are the stuff we are going to do. Okay. So I have told you what is the process of from your voice to create song. From anyone voice, you can create these songs, and we are going to have a lot of fun building this product. Okay, so let's start by the UI flow. Okay, let's start by the UI flow. So now let's discuss how the application flow will look like. Then we will start building the front end part. Then we will start building the backend part. Okay, so this is how I work mostly. How I work: first I decide what we need, what to do, how to do, everything. So you can see we have already decided what to do, how to do. Now we need to design our front end flow. Okay, so let's design the front end flow. So yeah, I was gonna tell you how I proceed this step. So first I will build the front end. Before building the front end, I do the tinkering about, or we can say design the application backend using Excalibur. Look, like using Excalibur in your mind, like how you are gonna build this application, how you are gonna build the app. This is the step one. This is the step one. The step second step is design the flow. When you have decided like how you are gonna build the application, you have thought everything, you have find everything you need. Now you have a proper roadmap. Basically, you can say a proper roadmap to building the app, proper road. Now you can start building the application. So to build the application, we need the flow, how everything is going to work. User flow, basically, we can say it user flow, or we can say the user experience. I am not a designer, so we are just going to design in this Excalibur. Okay, so it will be like basic templates, or we can say a basic wireframe, how our app is going to look. Third one is work. Start working. That's all. Start working on front end. Build the front end part. Then build the back end. Then I do the payment stuff. Then we can launch our application. That's all. You can see this is how we are going to work. So that's all. So let's design our flow. So we have completed this step. Yeah, we have completed this step. Now we are going to do the second step. So let's design the wireframes. So first of all, authentication will happen. So what I will do, I will not do anything related to authentication in this course, or I can do as well. Basically, I have designed, I will give you the code basically directly, so you can use that for the authentication, because authentication part mostly is not relevant to this course, authentication. Or also, I think we can do that. That's not a big deal. Okay, let's do the authentication part because we are going to use Supabase for authentication. I have already told you Supabase for the backend, tRPC. So we are going to use authentication. So how user will gonna find out? So first is onboarding screen. So this is on our onboarding screen where we can put any picture or any animation or stuff. Then we can say sign in or sign up. Here we can say sign up, register or sign up. Basically, we can say here we have two boxes. Here we can say sign up and login. Simple. Okay, so it will be sign up. It will be login. It's basic simple stuff, right? And then we can redirect user to the respective screen. If user select sign up, redirect to sign up screen. If user select login, redirect user to login screen. And we are going to use something called Expo Router. Where is this? Expo Router. What is Expo Router? Expo Router is basically a part of Expo community, or we can say Expo ecosystem. It helps us. It is a subset, or we can say previously we were using something called React Native router or something. What it is called, I'm not. Yeah, you can see React Native screens or something. React Navigation. So previously we were using React Navigation. Now it is more convenient to use React Native. We can use React Navigation, but it is better to use Expo Router, which has better ecosystem, or we can say better developer experience. So it will, like, you can just use it like Next.js. If you have worked with Next.js, it's very easy. Like you can do router.push, you can do folder structure, file structuring, and you will define file like inside video, inside ID. So the route will be on video/ID, and you can work on this like working on a web application, right? So it is gonna be very easy to work on. So yeah, we have onboarding screen, and we will have two screens there. First one is sign up, register, and another one is login. Simple. So two screens are there: register, login, and then when user registered on the application, they can go to our main page, right? So this is what our application authentication flow is going to look like. So this is our authentication flow. So this is our, okay, let's not do this. This is our authentication flow. Now let's come to the home flow. Now let's discuss the home flow, how it is going to work. It is our authentication flow, and now it is our home flow. So how home flow will look like. So basically what we need is, let me zoom in a bit. So we have a few things. First, here is our home. So now what we need to do, we need to create a data set of speech audio files. So let's see this. What is this? Let's do step by step. I don't want you to overwhelm. So what it does is, we give it a YouTube URL and we will give it the audio name and it will generate the data set. What is this? How it works? Let's see this. This is just for creating the training data set. We want our voice model. So let's see this. Train your own custom RVC model. And let's see what is this. What it accepts. Zip should contain data set / okay. So let's see this. Let me download it and we will see how it looks. So this will be the data set which will be generated when we work. This is in the folder. This is the name of the audio. If we open this, there are audio files. Let's see here, different audio files, and let's see the GitHub code for it. So basically it downloads and split them into different files. So instead of this, what we can do is, we can let user to record his voice and do all this stuff. Create a vocal dataset, realistic voice cloning with each symbol, provide YouTube, and let us handle the extraction voice data. So we can use this code basically. We can use this code. Here is a code. Let's see how it is working. So basically it is using the YTDLP library. It is a Python library which helps us download the YouTube video and its options and everything, its content. So it's a great thing. Yeah, let me sign in. Just a quick minute. So yeah, let me start it. Yeah, it's good. So basically what it is doing is, first we have a few folders: dataset, audio name, install library, download YouTube WAV, dataset is set to drive, skimming the section. Let's go to below, slice, apply slicer. So I'm trying to understand what it is doing here. Okay, so inside the predict.py, here we can see what it is doing. Inside the predict, we have the YouTube URL and we have the audio name. That's what we give it to it and it will generate. So basically we can follow this path. We can upload a YouTube, we can upload this video to our own YouTube channel, which is and we can make this video as to make our life easier. Otherwise we can use this code directly. But if you don't want to use this code, if you just want to use JavaScript and do this, what we can do, we can use Google API to upload over YouTube API to upload a video of user voice recording. Like user will record the voice and we will upload it to YouTube and we will get the URL. But yeah, it will take some time. I don't know. So what we will do, we can directly, instead of this, we can directly skip this part. So what it is doing is, here you can see empty all folders. It is emptying the old folders and deleting old output. Okay. So now here it will download output and here it will store. So it is downloading the YouTube URL. You can see with the URL which we have passed, it is downloading the URL and storing it inside this folder. So we can do the same thing when we upload a voice recording of the user or something. We can download it and store it, and then the whole procedure after this will be the same. So we can use the whole code here. Okay, so this is the same. Now it will do all the stuff which we don't have to worry about. It will differentiate the audio input. It will split the audio into different part to make the data set over it. So we can train our voice. So we have a voice model and then we will use this voice model to generate a song. That's what I'm saying. Now it has a slicer. We will chunk this slicer and we will upload this slicer and we will zip them and we will pass them. So this is how it is working. So this is the first task we need to do. We need to create a data set. Okay, so we need to create a data set. So we need to give the option to upload and how much we need, how much lengthy video we need here. Let's see. Train RVC model, we don't need this, we need this. Okay, so yeah, I am seeing how much it should be. Minimum length 5000, minimum interval, no size. So what I would suggest to make this simple. So what I want in the main app, what I want is, you have your voice, you have your real voice, record your voice in the mobile itself, record voice, upload it to cloud, and then use it to create the data set to train the model. This is option 1 we can do. The option 2 is the same. Upload the voice. We can give user upload a voice. Option 3 is YouTube URL. These 3 options. Okay, so we have these 3 options and we can do this. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm not going to do the option 1. Okay, let me use this thing. Where is this? Yeah, I'm not going to use these options. I'm going to use these options because we already have the solution for it and it will save time. We can tell user what voice you want. Give us the YouTube URL. Simple. So here we will make a YouTube input box, which is like this. If you are making a real application, then these two options make sense, because it is possible that user don't want to put a URL, upload on YouTube and give you a URL. This is a lengthy process, and it will be not good for your application, for user flow, for user experience. Okay, so that's why, because I am teaching it now, I am giving you this, like you will find this easy to build. Otherwise, if you are serious about your application, what you can do is, I have told you, you can go here, you can clone this thing, you can go to replicate and create a custom model for yourself, or otherwise you can use another server to handle this creating dataset stuff for you. Okay, you can create a different Python server, you can host it anywhere you want, and what it will do, it will basically, you will give it a URL which is uploaded, which is the uploaded audio of the user, which is just recorded voice, and then it will create the dataset using this thing whole. Okay, so the different thing is this, and now we have the YouTube audio, and this you can see audio input. So now we have this because we have downloaded this here, and then we can do the whole thing here. Separate voice, local instrument, and you can copy the whole code, you can remove this thing, and you can do all the things as I said. So this is for the advanced viewers of this course. Like if you are already have some experience of Python and Python programming or something like Fast API, you can create a Fast API server and host it and do all this stuff. And if you want me to create, you can message me. I can do it as well if you have a serious application. But for now, for the sake of simplicity, what we are going to use a simple thing, because so we can call it from our JS server, from our tRPC server, and I will tell you how to call this, and I will teach you that thing. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm just explaining, and if you are finding this overwhelming, don't worry. You will understand everything when we go through this course. So now we'll say, so basically we can give user some default options. Like what song they want to create. So what I'm saying is, let's delete this. We can give users some default options. So like default options are like, we can give some celebrity images here, like this, generate songs of these celebrities, and yeah. So we can give here create custom. Here we can give another option, which is create custom. So yeah. So here, what are these? These are some default voices which we already have, like popular voices of celebrities, So what is this? These are voices of celebrities, celebrity voices, celebrity or politicians or anybody you know, any big YouTuber or something, and user can use them to generate the songs simply. Okay, and here we will have an option of create custom song. Okay, so what it will do when user click on it. So there are two things which can happen here when user click on it, and another thing is when user click on it. Now when user click on this, we will do something, and when user clicks on this, we will do something different, right? So let's focus on the celebrity. So we have already trained some models by ourselves by going here. We have dataset. We will train our voice model and we will save them by going here. We will give the dataset to it and we will download it. Okay, so if you can see, this is the same Altman voice. Let's download it. This is same Altman voice. So we can use directly this. You can see this is 305 MB, which is a big dataset. So we have to do all this stuff inside our backend. And I will tell you how to do it. So basically when it is completed, we will use some kind of webhook, and the webhook API will be called, and we will download it and we will save it at some place to use it anytime. And then we will use the voice inference like this. We will give the model like here, custom, and here we can give the download URL. So download URL will be the where our model is hosted. Okay, and it will be saved for the second time. We can output MP3 or VV. That's good. So we can customize this using the API. You can see we can use this pretty easily. They have a pretty good API documentation as well. You can see everything, Python, Node.js, everything. So yeah, so when user clicks on this, we already have this model. So we just need to call the API. Now here we will say what song you want. Select the song. So here we can say select, put a URL. Okay, put a YouTube URL of the song you wanna generate. Simple. We will say this thing. Put the song you wanna generate here. You can modify the copy according to you, and here we will say this is our input box, and here below we can say generate song like this. So you can see we have celebrity voice, we have already everything. We will just, now what we will do in the backend, when user clicks on generate song, we will download the video we will extract the song from it or the MP3 song from it, and then we will call this model here. Okay, it will be called and it will be processed. You can see it takes some time, but yeah, it's very fast. So okay, so it's very less. It's 35 seconds. So it's very, you can see a lot of Obama guitar violin. Let's try using Trump. Let's run it. So I need to sign in for this. So I have this applicate subscription in my other account. So I will show you how it works. For the demo purpose, you can see I will use Trump, and that's all. It is open Gangnam Mister. And I will run this inference. Let's see how it works out. It will not take much time because it's 35 seconds video. Now let's move to the next thing. Generate song. When the song is generated, when the generation is completed, what we can do when the generation of song is completed, we will show user a what? We will show user a notification. And notification is what? Notification is a push notification. And we will use push notification API inside Expo. And I will teach you how to use it. It's pretty easy to use as well. Okay. So this is what we need. So this is our flow. When the generation of song is completed, we will show user a notification, or we can email them. We can do anything we want. We can show the push notifications. But yeah, this is what I will do in my production app, and I want this course to be a production level course. So yeah, you can see, put a YouTube URL song and generate song, and the song will be generated and it will be shown using. And when the user clicks on the push notification, we will open another screen, which is this. We can show user previously generated songs here. I don't know these. Yeah. So what I'm saying is these are our custom songs, and here we can make another button, or in the, okay, let's move it over here. What I'm saying is we can increase this size. Okay, so let me delete this. We can make this bigger. And here are some top press celebrities we can show. And when user scrolls, this will be on the hover state. It will be like absolute in the absolute position. It will be absolute position. So when user scrolls through the application, it will be shown all time. So create custom song, absolute position, right? And now here we can show the previous generated songs here to users. Okay. So here what we can do, recently generated songs, and here we can show the user all the generated songs like this. So this is the UI we are creating. This is a wireframe, simple. You can make the design better if you want. So here are and we will show some like 3, 4, or let's say 5, and then we can make a button here. Here we will show like 5 or 10. Then when we can show a button, see all. Here we can make a button. It will be good. Recently generated songs, and here we can make a button, see all, like this. So when user clicks this, the user will see all previously generated songs like this. Home. So this is the flow of recently generated song. And when the user goes to this one, what we will do, when user clicks on this one, what we will do, we will show the user the screen of generated song, generation generated song. Okay. So the song, how it will look like, we can copy some design. Here we can show the YouTube URL which user has used, like the song, the YouTube thumbnail of that song, the user generated. And here we can show the play and pause button. Okay, so just like Spotify or something, here we can say the play, pause. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so this is our generated song, and here we can also give the option to download the song if user want to use that other. Okay, so let's copy this, download. See, this is our one flow. Okay, so this is the flow. So we have home, we have all this stuff here. Input box, generate song, push notification, generate song. Okay. Now when this is the flow of, okay, now when the user create a custom song, so there are 1 or 2 screens which are more, otherwise the flow will be same. Okay. The flow will be same. Let's see. Create custom song. Here we have a screen which will be same like this. Let's copy this thing, the whole thing. Let's copy the whole thing because it will be same mostly. We'll ask user to upload their custom voice YouTube video. Put a YouTube URL of the custom voice from which you wanna generate the song like this. Okay. And when user clicks this, here we can say create custom voice. So you can see here we can say create custom voice. So user will put a YouTube URL of the custom voice from which they want to create or generate the song. They will put, and when the user clicks this, we will process everything. We will process the dataset. We will create the voice, and here we can say give the name to the voice. Here we can say name of the voice, and here we will give another input. Okay, it will be required as well, John, like this. you can see, put a YouTube URL of the custom voice from which you want to generate the song, and name of the voice, create custom voice. And when it is created, it will be shown over here. Okay, so when this is completed, we can show a push notifications. So we can copy this whole thing. We can show the push notification. We can send an email to the user that your custom is generated. You can say your custom voice is ready and you can use it to create songs. Like this, we can send a push notification or we can send an email to the user. Like this, we can do the same thing over here. So now when this is created, we will show the custom voice here. We will show all the custom voice here. We are not talking about any pricing here. We will decide our business model after. We will decide our business logic after, like how much it will gonna cost them to generate a song, how much it will gonna cost them to create a custom voice and everything. So you can see this is a simple application, not much happening here as of the UI, but there is a lot happening in the backend of this application. Okay, so this is a kind of a full stack project that we are going to use, and I must say this is going to be great. So let's start building the real application and let's start some coding now. Now what we are going to do, we are going to jump into the coding part of this tutorial series. So now we have completed this designing part. We have completed how our mobile app is going to look, how our backend is going to look, what are we going to use and everything. Now is the time to design the user flow or the UX, we will say. Basically it is also completed. The wireframe is also completed. So we need to design the front end now. So for the front end, what we are going to use, we are going to use React Native as we talked in the last videos. Now we are going to use React Native with tRPC. And how we are going to use this, let me show you. So search on Google React Native turboRepo tRPC. You can see this is my video which is on the top. You can refer this if you didn't used previously anything like that, but we are going to use turboRepo expo. Okay, so this one, create T3 turbo. This is the thing which we are going to use. It's basically a monorepo. A monorepo is basically a folder. Basically all your applications are inside one folder and they are separated nicely and managed by one package.json. And it's pretty easy. You will see how we are going to use this. They are using authentication. We don't need this because we are only building the mobile app. We are not building the web application. They are using Expo, which we are going to use. They are using Next.js, which we are going to use because Next.js helps us for the server. Okay, and here you can see Drizzle and Planet Scale. So we are not going to use Planet Scale, but we are going to use something else. We are going to use something called Railway or any Postgres instance we can use. Okay, it's not necessary, we can use anything. And start of the UI, that's good. Here is our UI and everything is good. We can use this, or you can see here another official repository which uses Supabase. This course or this video is not sponsored by anyone, so all the stuff I'm using here are my personal picks, the stuff that I have used for my clients' projects and the stuff I have used for my company projects and everything. Okay, so these are not sponsored. So now we will go to, you can see in Supabase. I'm trying to find a Supabase version. Yeah, you can see this is a Supabase version which we can also use. Here is this Supabase create T3 turbo template. So we can use this one also, we can use this one also, but we are going to stick with this because this is maintained and updated nicely. You can see this is updated 2 days ago, which means this is being maintained. So click here, and now we are going to clone this project inside our application. Initially, we are only going to focus on the front end part, and then when we are going to implement the backend API routes, then we will worry about managing the backend part. Okay. For now, let's just stick to the React Native. Cool. So now I am inside a folder. I will write a command git clone and clone this. Okay, so basically I will rename this to something else. I will rename this to AI song generator. This is what we are going to build. Now we will move into AI song generator. I will open my VS Code. If you don't have this setup, you can visit my YouTube channel and watch a few videos where I have showed, or you can watch my previous courses as well, where I have shown how to configure everything from scratch. You need to install a few extensions as well, like color highlight, auto rename tag. This one is important, and a few others. MDX, this one is not important. Yeah, this one is important. That's all. This one and this one. These two are must have extensions. If you don't have, please install them before continue this project. Now we are into the folder which is AI song generator. Now you can see they are using PNPM, but we are not going to use PNPM because sometimes it doesn't work properly with React Native. So we are going to use NPM, right? So for that, in the here, what we have to do, we have to modify a few things. First, go to here in the package.json, and now we have to modify a few commands here. Okay. First of all, we have to remove this ECMA. Basically, this is the company. So copy this whole thing and go here. We will say AI song generator, and we will do this thing. So what it does is basically ECMA is the placeholder for a company name, and we have removed from that to our company name. And here we can say AI song generator like that. Simple. It is saying PNPM. We don't want to use PNPM. We will use NPM. Why is that? You will get to know very soon. And for that, we also have to specify workspaces, which is basically, so yeah, we have to modify our package.json file as well. So where it is, and inside this, we have to do a few modifications, like go to the PNP workspace, copy this thing, paste here, and we have to use this thing because we are going to use NPM. We are not going to use PNPM. Just like this. Save this thing so that it will get to know what workspace we are using. Okay, so cool. Now we can delete PNPM workspace. We can delete this PNPM log file as well. It is going to take time to install all these dependencies, but don't worry, everything will work nicely. Here you can see NVMRC. Okay. Now we don't need to worry about anything. It's good. It's good to go. We don't have any DB, so we don't need to worry about that. Here you can see tsconfig. Now what we will do, we will run the npm install command. I will find out what the version we are using now. So npm -- version. It is 10.2.3, so we can say 10.2.3 npm. Simple. And what is the version of node we have now? 20.10.0. Okay, so we can use this. That's not a problem. Okay, now it's good. Now let's run npm install and everything should work fine. Let's see. And now I'm going to explain where we are going to work. You can see unsupported URL workspace 0.2.0. Okay, where it is. Okay, so here we are versioning, so we don't need the version. So instead of workspace this, we are going to use the version 1. Now let's try it again. Okay, so we don't need to specify this thing. We can remove the whole thing. We can remove this whole thing. We can remove this whole thing because in the npm we don't use this. Remove this whole thing. Now it will work. It's for PNPM and we are using npm. Let's try it again. Once the project is set up and now we are ready to go. It will take some time to find bugs and configure this whole turboRepo stuff. But yeah, once it is done, it is done. And then we won't change anything and we will continue building the application. And where we are going to build in the expo folder, you can see here we have our Tailwind config. Here we have our package.json, metro config and everything. If you don't know how to use, like I'm going to teach you how to build the React Native frontend from very scratch. But still, if you don't know even the basics of React, you are going to have a hard time. So first learn the basics of React and how Expo and this stuff work, and you must need to install React Native first. So it's pretty easily understandable, just like Next.js. Let me move it down. Here you can see we have these functions. We export these, we query just like tRPC routes and do everything in just like tRPC. Okay. In the layout, we have layout just like we use layout in Next.js, and this layout will be responsible for the whole thing, the whole app. And here goes the app stack, which I am going to show you. I must recommend you to watch my previous React Native videos, which I have posted before these videos. So go to Club of Coders on my channel. Here you can find these 2 videos, which are very important. I would highly recommend to watch both of these videos before watching this video. Right now, let's see if it is completed. It is going to take time, so I will pause my recording and I will get back to you once it is finished. Now you can see we got another error, which is this doesn't exist. So let's find out what is happening. So we have already figured out like we don't need the workspace stuff there. It's all this stuff. So where is this? Let's find out. Okay. I would say because of this it isn't working. So basically the error we got is because here you can see the version is 0.1.0 and previously we were using different versions. So for example, here we go. Now I changed all the versions to local workspace packages to start. So every package will install and we will not have any problem. So what you need to do is go here, and previously it was this. Go here, do this and replace it with star. So replace all the versions of these files with star and things will work out. Okay, now you can see I have already changed stuff, so you do not need to change here. We need to change all these to stars, just like it. Okay, you can see, and then run npm install and things will work out. Okay, so that's how I fixed this problem. Okay, and now everything works like chart. So let's try again. Let's try to install the whole application again, so you won't have any problem. First, I showed you what the errors I got and how I resolved them. Now I want to show you how to work with it from scratch. So go here, copy this thing, open the terminal, go to your folder and then clone the whole thing. Git clone. First I will remove this current folder, rm rf AI song generator, and I will remove the whole thing. And what I will do, I will clone the whole thing, git clone. So I'm showing you exact step what you need to do. I will do this. I will change it to AI song generator. I will open my Visual Studio Code. So this is the summary of this whole video, because we are setting up our code, which is the most crucial step in this whole series. Now we need to remove this thing, copy this thing, go to package.json, go here, we need workspaces, use this, and that's all. And wrap this thing in the comma, just like it. Save this thing. This is the one step we have did. Now we need to remove this whole thing. Go here, and we need to remove this whole thing with star. We don't need, you can use a star for now. We can worry about everything later. You can change everything to star. Now it is a star, which is good. You can change ECMA to your company name, which is AI song generator. Just like that, change everything. And that's good. Now we have everything ready to go. And now we can delete this, both of the log file and the pnpm workspace. We don't need this because we are going to use npm. And most important thing, we are going to use npm version. You need to check your version and npm version. So we are going to use this 10.2.4 version, and it is important. Okay, so npm 10.2.4. This is important step. Now close everything, npm install, run npm install, and it will work. It will work. Let's see. After it is being successful, then we can go to the next step of running our mobile application. So you can see it is still here. So remove this thing with star. You can see workspace, we don't need this. Remove with star and run again npm install and try it. Now you can see our npm install is finished and it is successfully done. Okay, and you can see our package.log created and everything is good to go. Now what you need to do is run command plus shift plus p and reload the whole window, and it will reload all the TypeScript files, so you won't see the errors which we were seeing previously. Now you can check everything looks good and nice. Now if you go to apps inside Expo, where we are going to work on our application, let's run our application first. Okay, so you can see everything is working correct. Now we need to go into the Expo directory and we can run our application. You can see, let's go to apps/expo, and here we will run. We need to basically run our Expo application. Okay, we are not going to use our local setup because it is tough and you may not be able to set up it, because on my PC it also won't work. So we are going to use Expo, something called Expo app. You can go here and you can learn more about it, how it works, and we have everything here. Expo Go. Basically, we are going to use Expo Go. It is a very straightforward way to build a mobile application. npm expo start. Okay, this is the same command which we have. You can run npm run dev, and it will start our project. Okay, we have got an error which is starting metro, permission denied, something to do with git ignore. Let's see. Okay. So what you need to do is you can delete this thing. This is the error which I am going to show you how to fix this in the Expo. Create another file which is .gitignore, and now things will work. Run npm run dev inside Expo, and now our Expo server has been started. Now I am on my Mac OS operating system, so I will press I to open the iOS simulator. So press I and it will open the iOS simulator. It will take a few seconds to load. So you can see it is opening an iOS simulator. You can see it's ordered. Would you like to operate? Say yes. It is downloading the latest Expo Go application, and then it will open. Yeah, so you should have Xcode installed on your machine. Okay, you can see we are using Expo router and everything is looking great. Our server is running, our app is running, and this is being loaded. Now you can see, yeah, so we can see this is our application. If you go to source, inside the application, inside the index, and we will try to change something. Let's go here. Instead of create T3 turbo, we will say AI song generator. Save this and you will see this is being changed in real time, and you can see the Tailwind CSS which is working similarly how we work in our Next.js project. You can change it to PV4, you can change it to text foreground to text red 500. Save this and you can see it is being changed. It is being like rendered instantly and everything is working good. You can see all the request which is going to server because of this, because we are using NextJs Server and our server is currently not running, and which we don't have to worry about it basically. First we are going to design, here we say first we are going to design our front end, as I said in one of my last videos of this tutorial series. Thank you so much for sticking with me till now. I know it must be hard to set up this project, but once it is done, you will have a very smooth ride from building the mobile application from very scratch to production. From this video, we are going to build the front end of our application by taking the inspiration from the wireframes we have designed. Okay, so this is our onboarding, registered, login page and home page. And home page have all this stuff which we have talked in the last video. Okay, so let's just start doing this. So first let's understand what it is, everything. So it is safe area. Safe area means it will make your whole view, or the basically view is basically a division. In the web world we use divisions, in the mobile world we use view. So you can see this is a safe area. If we use simple view here, it uses some padding to separate the view from these boundary lines. Okay, so you can check if we use safe area view, it is basically using some padding over here and here, and it is making our app view safe. That's what it means. So inside the app, this is our index, our first thing, and let me show you a thing. It is our post. We can go to a post, so we will delete this. Basically it is a route just like Next.js route, so we will delete this. We don't need this post, the whole thing. It is our route. Here you can see this is our stack. The stack component displays the current page. It also allows you to configure your screen. We don't need this command. Main layout, this is our main layout. You can see, remove this background header style, background color, we don't need these. I will use the black color. I like the black color. And inside the heading I will use, let's see, header style and text. Here we have a few stuff as well in the header style, background color, and header title style and color we need white. We will make our application simpler. You can see this is changed. This is our stack. Inside in the index we will delete everything. We don't need everything. We will delete everything. This is a flash list. We will talk about it, what it is and how to work with it. We will delete everything. We will make a new component, RAFC. We need to export default basically. Index, this is our main page or main view. Okay, and import view from React Native. And we can't use direct text here. We have to use something called text inside React Native to render the text. Also import it from React Native, and let's see how it looks. So you can see this is our index. So we have to decide a few things. Okay, so first we have authentication, we have our home, and inside a home, if we click over here, it will show this, and then it will show this. So we have a few folders. We need to build a few folders. So first what we will do inside the app, we will create a new folder called Auth. Inside the Auth, we will create a new layout. Basically every folder will have a new layout which is being used for every other route inside that component. So layout.tsx, go here, and we just need to use RAFCE Auth layout, and here we just need to define a stack. That's all, stack like that. It's a expo router entry point for this Auth layout. We will define register.tsx. We will just use the email and password authentication, not everything. Okay, and here we have login.tsx, RAFCE, login view, import here, import the text, login route, import a text from React Native as well. Copy the whole thing, go to register, paste here. Instead of this, we will say register. So this is a register screen, this is login screen. That's all we need. Okay, this is our layout and it is our entry page. So the entry page is basically what we can call it is a onboarding page. We can show some animations over here if you want. I hope you are able to see this thing. Let me make it bigger so it looks good. Yeah. So now we have our onboarding page, login, register. That's cool. Let's use some animations over here on the onboarding screen, and we will use something called Lottie animations. Lottie React Native. You can find Lottie React Native Expo. Go here and you can see we can use it with Expo. Copy this command, go to the folder which is apps inside Expo and install the Lottie React Native package, and we will use this package here. Import. If you feel that I'm going too fast, just slow down and watch every step. Watch the video once and then follow along on the second watch, and this will help you to understand on the first go and write the code on the next go. Go to application inside the layout. Basically we want some cool animations over here. Okay, so we will import the Lottie view and use this if you want to have a reference, and that's all. Basically we will use this. We will use safe area view here. We want to give our view some paddings according to the device, so that's why we are using safe area view here. Okay, and let's find a good animation over here. Onboarding. Let's go to here, the link, and you can select any animation you want. I will sign in. I will go to this link again to get some cool animations. Let's find out which one looks good. I need something related to AI song. Search. Yeah, it looks good, this one, but it is pro. It's not free. We need free. Let's filter out the free ones. Yeah, this one looks good. You can see. Okay, it is pro. Can we download it? Yeah, let's try to download it. So basically Lottie is just a JSON file which we will download, and we can use this JSON inside our application. So in the assets, you can see here is our icon for the application. We will create another folder which is Lottie, and inside it I will paste my Lottie animation, which is this, and I will name it onboarding, just like simple onboarding, and close this thing. Remove the reference. Inside we need to now find, so dot dot slash inside the assets, inside Lottie onboarding JSON, and it is saying that we are using some unsafe assignments. So for that we can remove this whole thing. We don't need this TypeScript ESLint package over here. So we can go to here in the tsconfig. Where is this? Okay, so we can ignore it for now. It is just a warning. We can ignore it, or if we do this, it's not gonna work. Basically we need to find a way to remove it. It's a warning, pretty basic, and now you can see our animation is here, and which is looking very, very cool. You can remove the whole thing. Style, we don't need it. Okay, so we need style basic. We can give it width and height 100%, 50% of, let's see, what about 100? Yeah, it looks now very good, but it is taking the whole height. I will give it 70%. That's good. Welcome to AI song generator, and we will give this text some style. Purple looks good. I will use text purple, and 500. I will make it bigger. 2XL. I will make it center. Text center. Let's save it. Yeah. Let's make it bold. Font semi bold. It looks actually good. Instead of E, I will remove this thing. Now it looks good. Welcome to AI song generator, and we will use two buttons over here. So we can use touchable opacity instead of button inside React Native. So this is something called touchable opacity. Inside we can use text. We can use register, and we can use another touchable opacity for sign up or login, simple. And then we can give it some styles. We can give BG plague, text. So for text, to give text some styles, we need to use here text white, and we can give it some padding. We can, let's see how it looks. Yeah, it looks good. We can make it rounded a bit, and that's all. And we will wrap this both inside a division or view. Division is on web, touchable, or basically touchable opacity. No, division is on web, view is on mobile. It's a view. We will give it some class names. What it is saying, view is not defined. Import view from React Native. Give the class name flex row. The default direction of row inside a React Native application is column, so we have to give it a row, flex row, and then we will give it some space of x of okay, we want it column, so by default is column. We will make it center, item center with full, and we will give some margin to, let's save this. Yeah, both looks good, and we will use the same button over here. We will make a new component for, and that component we will use over and over for our whole application. Okay, so this is your task. You do that. I'm going to just hard code everything. Now everything looks good. Instead of black, what we can do, we can give it border black so it looks different from login, and BG of white, and here we can give text of black. Let's give it border. Now both looks good. So instead of rounded, I would say rounded. LG would be nice. Let's give it some width of full, and flex, justify center, item center to make the text center. Where LG, justify center, items center, and we can give it padding 4, and we can give it gap 4. Yeah, so basically instead of, we can give it maximum width of like 80% of the screen, and then we can use MX Auto to center both the button. So you can see these are our register and login, and it looks very good. Let's give it 60%. Now at least it is looking good, and I will give it margin of top of 10. I want it to be at the bottom. So yeah, I have given empty auto, and now you can see it look very good. I can give it to gap 6. Yeah, and for this index, what I will do inside the source, inside the application, here we can define our stack here. So instead of this, what I can do here, I can do like this, and I can do stack.screen, and I can name the index, and I can give it properties. I can give it properties like that. Options, inside options I would say header, and inside the header I would say header visible. I don't want to show the header where it is. You can see a lot of options are here. Let's find out. Okay, so inside the header I can use null, and our header is gone. This is one way. Another way is, I think there is a property header visible which we can use. Header shown and false. We can use this, and header will be shown. If you do true, header is visible. If you do false, header is gone. So now you can see this is our onboarding screen, and welcome to AI song generator, and it looks very good. I would say it looks very good. Let's make it 700 and make it bold, uppercase, and let's make it bigger. 3 pixel would be okay. 2 is okay. So this is our onboarding screen, and now we will design our login and register screen in the next video. So if we click over here, let's on press. If we press this, we should be gone to the separate screens. So we can use const router, and we can say use router from export router, and we can use this router just like in the Next.js, and we can use auth/register, and we can say the same thing here, and we can go to login screen. So if we click to here, you can see that this is register route. If we click over here, this is login route, and both are separate screens. And we can use the same style over here, and we can remove this thing. We can say header visible, header shown is false. We don't want to show the header. So now if you click over here, you can see this is okay. So this is the header, which is another header. It is because of this, so we can make it. We can hide it as well. We don't want the header to be shown, so we can go here and we can do header shown is false. So basically we can comment it out if we need in the future. This thing seems quite good. Color scheme is dark. This color scheme is this. Otherwise, for now we can do header shown is false. Now you can see our header is gone, and it looks good. In the index, are we using safe area view? It's correct. So yeah, everything looks good. Instead of this, we can use safe area view. You can see it is not on the mobile screen correctly, so for that we use safe area view from React safe area view. Okay, so here is our thing where it is inside the index. Okay, not from this. We can use safe area view from a separate package which we have installed inside here. Let's find out React Native safe area context, this one. So we will import the safe area view from here instead of React Native. So remove this, import it from safe area context like this. It is correct way to use this thing like that. Import it from this like that. You can see, and we can go to our previous screen, login. This is register, and it is looking quite good. Now it's time to build the register and login screen. So let's go. In the application, in the export directory, we have app. Inside the authentication, we have login and register screens. So we will design a new component. So let's go to source. Inside we will create a new folder called components, and inside we will create a single component, and we will use that component for both the components, right? So auth.tsx, and here we can use this direct export const auth, simple auth. We do not need the default export here. We can use this export as well. So basically, let's import this as well inside the screen, so we can see what is happening in real time when we work on this component. So in the register route, let's go to here and import the auth component just like this. Let's go to register, and here we can see our auth is being rendered. Great. Now what we need to do is basically we have designed a simple login and register page. The wireframes, here we have sign up login, here we have register. So basically what we will do, basically we will show the header here, we will show input, email and password, and then a button which we called register. Simple, not complicated stuff we are going to do with it. So let's go to layout, and here we can say, yeah, we can actually hide this thing here and stack, and here we can define both the screens using stack.screen, and we can use the options. And if you want to know more about how I am using this, so you can go to expo route docs. You can go to the docs and you can learn it. Basically it's pretty easy, and build a screen, expo router, exporter docs, create pages, layout routes. You can see, you can read more about it here if you want to know more and dig deeper into how it works. But if you follow along with me, you will be just fine. So here we will name this screen. So this one is login. So this name should be similar to what we have named our component. And here we can say the header title should be login, and the same thing for register screen. Here we can say register sim, and now you can see, and the back button is not visible. We can make it visible if you want. If not, that's good. You can register and you can name your title. You can make more configuration to it if you want. Now I'm inside the auth. Here we are working, and you can see it is going. So we can use view here. It's good because we have already used the header, so it's good. It's already giving us some padding, and screen is now looking fine. Here we need two input box. So first we will use a view. Inside the view we will have two input box, and we will text input basically, and import it from React Native. Type keyboard type is, you can see we have a lot of keyboard type, and you can make it default, which is the default. So we have two things here. We can use React hook form here basically. So let's use React hook form. So you can go to ui.shadecn.com, and it gives us basically a great way to initialize everything in the form. Let's go here and we will use this thing. Basically we need to install a few dependencies, and then we can use this. We'll install all of this stuff. Actually all this stuff is already installed. We can use this form schema, which is going to be email, and it's email, and another one is password, which is we can copy the whole thing again, and we can choose the password to be at least 6. Password must be at least 6 characters. Simple. So this is our form schema, and we can use this form like that here. So copy this thing, come here and paste here. You can remove this thing. You can make this function a little bit. Handle auth is equal to, you can make it an arrow function like this, and now it is looking absolutely good. Yeah, cool. And we can make a button which we can copy from our main screen. Here we can copy this button, or actually we can make a separate component. Inside here we can make another folder called UI. Basically inside the UI we will make all the reusable components. So RAFC button, and here we will paste our stuff. And the router we can use const. We do not need here. We can directly pass on press handler here. Okay, so button, here we can say button props, and we can define the button props here, right? So we can define on press handler, and we will pass this function as a prop. On press handler, it is a void function. Simple. Another thing is what the button text. So button text, which is string. So these two things we need for this button text and button on press handler. So we can comment this thing out, and we can use on press is equal to on press handler, and button text, here goes the button text. Simple. Import the text from React Native, and that's all. Here is our button props. Here it is saying we will remove all these warnings. We will remove a package, and it will remove all these warnings we don't need. So this is our button. It is a custom button basically we are using here. Now we can use this button. So import the button from UI, and it needs a few things. Button text is basically, for now let's go for auth, and on press handler is basically some console.log hello world. We'll see if it is working or not, and we can use it like that. Remove this thing. Good. And your task is to reuse this function here as well. You can also pass class name, and you can merge this class name with other class name, which I will tell you how to do that. But for now, let's focus here, and that's all we need. Let's save this thing, and you can see we have where our text input is not looking good. So we will give it some class name. We'll give it BG of gray of 100, border of black, or let's give it gray of 200 and give it some padding, give it rounded, and let's see. Yeah, now it is looking like something. Let's give it BG4. Yeah, we will give it 203. Okay, let's make it white, BG white, and give it 500 so we can see what is 300. It's good. 450. Oh, it's good. And what we can do, we can give it some width. So we can say basically we can give it some padding P4 so it looks good. Nice. We can make a separate text input as well here, and let's copy this thing, paste here. So now you can see we have two input. You can type here, and if you want to enable the keyboard, you can go after clicking here, you can go to input output over here and go to keyboard, and you can click on connect hardware keyboard and it will open the hardware keyboard. You can see like this and it looks good. And I will disable this for now. I will give it gap of 4. So now there is some space. We will give it some placeholder as well. So it's email john@google.com. Here we will give it some placeholder which can be password, or basically we can give it some ... but ****. Yeah. So now we have email and password. It's simple. That's good. Great. So now we have our auth. We will pass something here. So basically auth props. We are using some properties here, and we will say type auth props is equal to, we'll give it some properties. Basically what is properties? What type of form it is. So we will use form type, and we will say it can be register route or it can be login route. Cool. And we will here have the form type, and we can say if the form type is equal to register, then the button text should be register. Otherwise the button text should be login. Simple. And now here we have to give the prop to this in the register screen. So we will say this is the register screen, and the same thing we can do in the login screen. Here we will say it is login, and import the component first. Save this thing. Now you can see it is visible register. And if you go to the terminal, if you click over here, you can see hello world. But we want to submit the values of both of these in text input, so we will use this. So what we need to do is we need to pass the values here. So what we can do, we can search React Native React hook form, and it will give us a code to use for React Native hook form. So paste this thing. Basically we are using a controller, and the controller is coming from React Native React hook form. So this is the controller, and it gives us the capabilities. So basically this control is coming from form.control, and this is a style which we have used here. So copy this thing. This is our style. On blur, change value, and everything is ready to go. Rules required is true. Name, which you can see, name, email, and password. We have email, and that's good. And we have some placeholder which we can give it to here. Placeholder john.doy, and we can now remove this. We can use the same thing for here. So this is our another controller, and we will use this placeholder just like here, and instead of email we will say it is password. So how I am getting this auto completion? If you are on Mac, I'm probably sure you are on Mac, so you can press Ctrl plus space and it will be visible email and password. Click on password, and now everything is good to go. And now we can remove this thing. So now we can see these two similar input which we have previously, and now instead of console.logging, what we will do, form.handle submit, and we will submit to this handle auth just like it. Save this thing, and now we should be able to see the value. If we try to see it, nothing is happening. Why? Because these both fields are required. That's why we are not able to see the things. So for that, what we can do, you can see this post is giving us something. I want to show the error as well, which I will tell you how to show the error. Basically you need to, let me show you how to show the error. So we can use a text here, and we can say form dot can find the errors here. Let's see how we can get the errors. Form state dot errors dot, we can say if there is dot message. If there is message, render the message over here like that. If the message is related to email, render it over here. If the message is related to password, render it here. That's all. So now if you click over here register, we should be able to see some message, but we are not able to see the message. Let me find it. Let's see. So basically we are not able to see the message. Let's log the message let's log the error if we are getting any error. form.formState.errors.email. Let's see. You can see the error is undefined. That's cool. The error is undefined. Okay, so basically it is not being re-rendered again. Now we want to show the errors. How do we show the errors? Let me find out a way. I don't think this is, basically we can use a use effect and set when this is being changed, or we can use dot get field state dot error dot message. Okay, why it is not working? Because it is not a, basically it is not a submit button. That's why it is not working. So what we need to do is we can remove this thing, and I will tell you a way how to show the errors after. But let's first finish the basic functionality. We can show the error by validating the stuff over here. So like there is nothing, so we can't see any values over here. Okay, so we can check the errors here over here. Check the const errors is equal to form dot form state dot errors, and if errors dot email or errors dot password exist, let's console dot log for now. Otherwise we want console dot. Okay, let's try it. If we submit, there is nothing actually. Okay, so let's log the form state and see what is happening here. If we click on register, you can see default values undefined. That's the only thing here. If we type something here, nothing is happening. We are not getting the values from it. Now you can see we are getting this undefined value. So we will check it again, how things are working or not. Okay, this is our email field. We are controlling it nicely. On change text, everything looks good to me. Let's put a correct email address. hello@world.com 123456. And now if we hit register, we should be able to see the values, but we are not able to see the value. Why is that? Okay, let me this. Yeah, now we can see the values. That's good. And if this is not true, then also basically it returns a function. So what we need to do is we need to call it like that. Like so. Now if you can see, but if you don't call this function, nothing will happen. Okay, so this returns a function and we need to call the function. And again, if we need to check for the errors, let's log out the error. Form.get form state dot errors. Let's try. So you can see there is no error, but if we remove this, there is error. Okay, so there is error now. So basically we have to call this thing to get the error stuff. So now we can do the previous stuff which we were doing. So Control Z, I'm pressing a hell lot of Control Z to get to the previous stage where we were. Yeah, here we were. So we were not calling this function. We just need to call this function, and now we should be able to see the message. You can see password must be at least 6 characters. So if we go to here, we are here. If we click, you can see required and email must be valid. Password must be 6 character, and we are able to see the errors, and everything is now good to go. Cool. So it's basically get field state. Instead of this, it also works directly. We don't need this thing. We can just use this errors.email and everything is fine and nice. What we can do here, we can say login with existing account. We will make it centered, text center. We will give it nice text decoration and stuff text. Let's give it purple and save this thing MX Auto, and it's good. If we go to the login route, you can see it is looking good, and we can give it font bold as well. So basically we are using here Tailwind CSS, and you can watch my previous tutorial, web tutorial, to learn more about it, how we use Tailwind CSS. It's good. Okay, so we can make it black as well, but yeah, this is simple and looking good too. And now here, when we are doing the backend stuff, we will come to this part. So we can make it as a to-do, handle authentication. Currently, we are not doing any authentication. We are just building the front end for our application, right? So we have defined React form. We have learned how to use React form inside React Native using controller, how we are using our form control and rendering our text input fields and showing the errors as well and everything. So here, instead of this, we can directly do like, okay, if we log in, you can see the errors, and now we want our errors to look like errors. For that, we can give it text red 500, and now it looks like error, which is great. We can give it font light and text small. Now it looks more like error. That's awesome. So now we have successfully created our login screen, and we have successfully created our sign screen. So what we need to do, we can show the back route as well. Okay, so what I mean is, if we go to here, we can see register for a new account, save this thing. Actually, it looks good, and that's all. Now we can show basically the back button as well. Screen options, header, back title visible, and we can mark it as a true. It is not visible. Okay, what I mean is back it's not visible because we are actually using these other options here. So we have to use it here. Back, header back visible. Yeah, we need it to be. It is not visible. Let's find out why it is not visible. So back title something. Okay, sometimes we have to refresh our whole application. So open the terminal and hit R on your keyboard and it will be refreshed. So register, login. Okay, so we are not able to see the stuff, the back stuff. So let's comment this out and see what is happening. Go to register. I want to see the back button. Okay. It is visible, but its color is white. So for that, what we need to do is tint color is like that. And now we can say header back visible and it should be true. Okay, it is still not visible. Wait, let's refresh it and see. Okay, it's kind of not visible. So let's find out the problem we are facing. Search header, React Native, Expo router, header style, header title, header tint color. Everything is looking good to me. Let's find out the problem we are getting by going to the layout inside here. Yeah, you can see this thing. So we can remove this and now it is visible. That's good. This is taken inside that stack. That's why it is not work. So we have to fix this thing. Basically what I mean is if we make it true, you can see here the header is not visible. That's good. If we go to register, this is visible, but it's another and this is another. So we are staking. This is another stack and this is another stack. We want it to be on the top level. So what we can do, there is one thing we can do. We can make this as auth like that and inside the index. So this means we can directly reference it to like /login instead of, so if you go here in the index /login, it should work like that. I don't know why it is not working, but yeah, let's delete this whole thing, auth layout, and now see what has changed. Let's refresh, reload the whole window to refresh the TypeScript stuff. I don't know why it is not working like that, but yeah, should work. So we will make another screen. We will call it auth and now it should work. /login. No, it's not work. Why? So basically what I mean is I want to create shared route like this. So inside the layout, so if we reference /user, so it will be directly referenced from the home. Like you will understand what I'm saying very soon. This is called shared route groups. No route named auth exists. Let's find out what's happening here. So it's our application, it's our layout, home search. Okay. So what I would do, I will remove this whole thing and I will save this thing. It's still stack inside stack, which I don't want to stack up. I want it to be same. So we can move both of these on the top. Yeah, this is more straightforward and easy way. And we will delete this auth thing. We will rearrange our whole app structure later if we face a need. But for now, we can just do this. Now here you can see it's in the index component, it's login, it's register, it's index, and we can directly use this instead of this. I have to, I think, reload. That's why it was not working. I have to stop the whole thing and run the server again. It's usually we do a lot in the React Native space. Now you can see /direct login and direct register. So you can go here, you can see this is visible. And now previously we were like creating a folder which is auth folder. Previously I was right, but it was not being rendered, or what I would say is compiled by React Native correctly. So now here inside index.tsx, if you go /, you can see auth login and auth register, which I want. It's now working correctly. And now if I go to register, it is working just like that. And we are now organizing our screens in a more decent way. Basically, this auth folder is basically placeholder for a folder. It's not actually a folder. We can directly reference the login folder from the index directly. Instead of this, we can do this and it will also work. So you can see it is also working. If we do this, it will also work. So now we will go to here and we will make this back title visible. So invisible. So header, back title visible, and we will say false. Okay, so we need the back title to be false. So let's refresh it. Okay, so we need to reload the whole application again and click I. That's good what it is saying. Okay, let's run refresh. Maybe I think I need to open the whole thing again. Open the Expo Go, click here, and now it is opening. You can see sometimes you need to do manually to connect it. You can go to register and things are working. You can go to, but the main thing which is not looking good is this thing. So for that, what you can do, you can manually go here and use stake.screen like that, and you can use options and you can give it the title. So header title should be what? This is login screen, so it should be login, and save this and you can see this is working. Go to register and create a stake.screen and name it register. Import the stake from expo router, save this, and it's working. Go to register, it's working. You can see the styles are gone. I don't know why. There may be some problem with the Tailwind CSS configuration. We will see what is happening and I will fix this stuff. Let's try to reload the whole application. Now it is working. Previously it was not. So let's see if we go to register for a new account and we change it to M6. Yeah, it's working now. Yeah, it's working in real time and that's good. Let's remove this MX Auto and see if it is working. Text center. Yeah, it's working. That's cool. So now we have designed and organized our authentication part of the application. You can see we have our onboarding screen, which is this. We have our register and login screen, which we will implement from the next video. Basically, from the next video, we will implement other screens which we have designed. So onboarding screen is done, register screen is done, login screen is done. When the user authentication is completed, we will redirect the user to the home screen. And now we will design our home screen. So which is this one. Okay. So far, we have completed our authentication screen. Now we are going to build our application home screens and other screens like 1, 2, 3, 4. We now need 4 more screens and then we will start building the backend part of our application. Okay, so let's go. First, I am initializing a Git repository, so you will be able to track the progress with commit. So let me initialize it and now I will push the changes. Okay, so first I have to remove the existing Git. So now you can view all the history. So I will commit the changes on every video. So now you can see this is our first commit, and from now on, if I push any changes, you will be able to see through commits. So I will name the commit with the lesson name or the title name. Okay, let's go. So let's close this and now we are good to go. So where we were, so go to the expo and run npm run dev. It will start over expo server. Great, and hit I to open the iOS simulator. Now you can see this looks good, but as you can see the style is not working. So for that you can refresh this and I think style should work. Hit refresh. Okay, so the styles are not working. Why? Let's go to app/login route and change something. Y6. Now it is working. So there is something wrong with the Tailwind CSS. It is not working nicely as it should. Yeah, now it is working. Login and it's good. So we have designed our Auth screens. Now we will design our home page. So go to application. Inside the Auth, we will create a new folder. We will call it home. Okay, and inside the home we have the index.tsx. It's basically the we can call it home.tsx or main.tsx would be nice. Okay, and RAFCE main screen, import the view and let's see if it is working. Cool. And when the user is authenticated, we will go to this screen. So inside the auth component, when we hit this, we are console.logging, and for now we already made it to do. So when we will do the backend part, we will handle the authentication as well. For now, we will just redirect the user to the main page here. Simple. And now when the user hit on register, hello@world.com, hi there, the user will be redirected to main screen. And inside the main screen, we will do the changes. First of all, we will initialize a stake.screen and we will give some options to it. And options are, we will hide the header. So we will say header visible, show header shown, and we will say we don't want to show the header, and then we can paste the remaining stuff here. So you can see, and instead of view, we will use the safe area view to make it look good. Now it is looking good. That's all. And now we will use this design. These are celebrity voice. As you can see, these are celebrity voice. These are recently generated song, create custom songs, absolutely position. So basically first we will create this mockup and then we will use some photos of celebrities to make it look good. Okay. First, let's design the simple stuff. So here we will create a scroll view because we need to scroll the whole thing. And inside the scroll view, we will have a few things. 1, 2, and 3. We have 3 sections. One, this recently generated song section, this create custom song button, and this is the celebrity voices. The user can select this voice and generate a song using this screen. This can be a model or this can be a screen. You can choose whatever you want. We will use a model screen and you will see how we do that. So first let's design this. So inside we have 3 sections. So you can use this thing, view into 3, and 3 views will be created. And here what we need, we can use a fake array to generate like this 6 voices. We will show 6 celebrity voices. Okay, so for here we can use this. Here we have a few options. We can use flat list. You can search about it. What is flat list in React Native? It's basically a performant way to show a list inside your application. You can see this is a list and this is how it is shown. And there is a better way to make it even more performant using flash list by Shopify. It's fast and performant. You can see this is better than flat list. You can see React Native flash list and FPS. You can see the performance, which is up to 5x as it is being shown here, and it is memory efficient also. So we will use this thing. So to use this, it's simple. You just need to use this flash list instead of this. So here what we will do, we will use this flash list. We will import it. We have already installed. It is already being installed by this boilerplate code which we have used, T3 Turbo app, and import the flash list from Shopify flash list, and that's all. And here in the data, what we will do, we will generate a fake array. So we can use array.from. We need the length of let's 6 dot map, and we can use this array. It's basically an array of items where the item is just an index of this array. Okay, so you can use 7 if you want 7 items, and that's all. Estimated size is basically average or medium size of elements in the list. Doesn't have to be very accurate, but a good estimate can improve performance. So let's see what it is. So you can see what it is. So estimated 500 pixels. So this is the estimated size. If we are rendering the list on in the flex column direction, you can see what is the item height, and it is the estimated size. And if we are rendering it as a row, then the item width is called estimated size of the items. Here we are rendering as a what? Here we are rendering as a row and then column. So we will use this width as a estimated size. So we can do this, and this is a component which we'll use. So here you can create another component, or inside this component you can create a component, or you can directly do here as well. So first, for now, we will directly render the component over here. View, we will return a view, and here we will render the item, which is just a number, because here we are passing it as a number. Okay, that's all. And here we can say item number this. That's cool. And let's save this. You can see we are rendering the flash list here. This is our first flash list, and it is being rendered as a flex. What direction? It is being rendered as a flex column direction. Now we have our second view. For the second view, we can use this. It is the same thing we can use here. So celebrity voice number, and here we will say this is a recently generated song. So generated song item +1. Cool. Now we have celebrity voice, and here we have generated songs. That's cool. And now below this we have a create custom song button. So we can use the button which we have created, import the button, and it requires a few things: create or generate custom song. And here we have onPress handler, and onPress handler can be, for now, console.log generate. So that's all. Okay, now save this, and here we have our button. And now this is looking very basic, and now we will design this according to our need. So our basic layout is ready. Now is the time to design the whole stuff. If we do view, let's see how it works. Okay, if we do scroll view, it looks like this. I think I have to do flex 1, height full. Okay, it's not working. BG play. Now it is scrollable fully, and I think yeah. So we will render 2 items for each in each line, basically. Okay, so what we will do, we have to render 2 items class. Here there is a property which we can use here, and which is direction, scroll direction. I don't know which one is this. Horizontal. Yeah. So now you can see this is horizontal, not vertical. But we need 2 items. For that, we have to manually do this. Okay. So here we don't need to use a flash list. What we can do is we can make it manual, or if there is flex, I don't know. Let's find out if there is flex rep native. Yeah. So we need the flex rep property here, but we have to keep it width of full, or we can give it width of 80% of the screen and see if it is working. Yeah, but it is scrollable. So for that, what we can do at that, we can use this fake array and we can map directly, because it's a small list and we don't have any problem related to performance or something here. So we can directly use this. Let's see. Now you can see we are directly rendering this thing, but we need to use flex row. And now you can see we are rendering 2 items in each row, but we need the full width, so we can use W full, and each item will take W 50% or 40%. Let's give it minimum width of 44, or let's give it 54. 56 would be nice. Okay, so it is looking now good. We can make it justify center, justify end also good, justify center. Okay, justify end is looking better. PG black, flex row, and we can give it gap 4. That's cool. Minimum width of, let's give it 50%, 150. We can use space x4 to give space on the x direction, or we can use margin property inside this M4 to give it margin. It is also good. Or we can use the gap property, gap x4, but we have to give it minimum width of, let's give it 200 pixel. Okay, it is good. And we can give it rounded 3 pixel. We can give it minimum of height of 200 pixel. Yeah, that's how we want it. So minimum height and minimum width 200 pixel. It is looking good, but it is not centered. So let's make it center. Yeah, now it is centered. As you can see, if you want to center the inner text item, you can do that as well. Item center and justify center, and now it is centered. And now you can see the gap is only on x direction. We want to give gap on both directions, so you can use gap 4, and now we have gap 4 in all the directions. Cool. So these are our celebrity voice. So instead of view, I want to use touchable opacity here, so it is clickable, and when this is clicked, we can go to a separate screen where we can generate songs using this celebrity voice. Save this thing, and you can see it is looking very good. We will use images of celebrities instead of this blackish background. Okay, that's cool. Now we have here generated songs, which should be like this. You can see. So here we can use flash list, and it would be nice to use flash list because there can be many generated songs. So here we will design this now. We can use rounded 3 pixel. Height should be, let's give it 44. Width is full. Let's see, and let's give it BG of orange for now for demo purpose, or let's give it purple 400. And height is a little bit 16 would be nice, and I don't think 3 pixel is looking good. And here we can give it some padding P4 and some gap, but for gap we have to give it flex, and flex okay, so the gap is not working, as you can see. So instead, if we give it a space Y, okay, it is not working because it's not the parent of this whole thing. So instead of this, what we can do, we can remove this here, and here there is something called content container class name, and here we can give it class name. So here we can give gap 4, and it will work. It should work. No, it's not. But if we give it PG black and we remove this, you will see, okay, content container class name, okay, flex and space Y04, okay, it's not working. So there is another property, content container style, and it should work. So if we can give it styles, or we can do this directly. We can give it margin of top of 4, and it will be given space to every item. Now you can see we have given space to every item, and we can make it center as well. Item center, justify center, flex item center, justify center, and we can center it as well, center. Now you can see these are our celebrity voices. These are previously generated songs, and here we can write as well, generated songs, just like here we have designed recently generated songs, which is this, and we can wrap this whole thing in the view to give another button, which is touchable opacity. Okay, so instead of this, we can directly use the button component we have designed, and button text is see all, and on press handler is nothing for now. Click here. Yeah, that's good. And now we will use flex row, justify between items center to make it look good. But you can see it is not looking good. Okay, because in the button we are using W full. If we remove this, sometimes we also want to give it some class names. So for that, what we can do, we can use the class name here, and it is also a string. We can merge this class name into this class name. And how do we merge this? We can use a helper which is used inside CN docs, and here we have installation, NextJs. In the installation, I am looking for manual installation. Here we need a CN helper. This one, we need this thing. This is a very helpful thing in the expo, in the source directory, in the utils. We can create another helper which is cn.ts, and we can use this helper. It's a great helper, CN. I think it already exists in the UI package or not. Let's see. Yeah, you can see this CN helper already exists, so we don't need it here. We can remove this thing and we can use it here. So we are passing class names. It is not required, and here we can use this class name, and here we can merge it using CN helper. So import the CN helper from UI. Can we import it? Let's see. import cn from @AI song generator. Okay, so we can't import it here. Why is that? Okay, because we haven't installed the package inside React Native. Okay, so we have to use it using our previous philosophy, or we can say previous method. In the source directory, in the utils, we have to create a cn.tsx and we have to use it because this cn is created for React, or basically for the Next.js stuff, and we want to create it for React Native, so we can use it now. So here import cn and now merge class name like this. Save this thing, and now if you can see this is not looking good, but now in the button, if we pass some class name over here, we can say wfit and it should work. Okay, it is not working. If we give, let's say w44, it's not working for some reason. I don't know why. It works in Next.js, but it is not working here. If we remove the whole thing, let's see what happens. bg pink p4. Okay, it is not working. So for that, we can directly use this. For now, we will fix this thing later. Generate custom song. We can remove the w full. We can remove the class name. Remove all of this. Remove on press for now, or we can use this whole function over here. Save this thing and refresh. Okay, so basically we have to refresh this sometimes. Okay, this is the generate custom song. We were using I want to style this button, but I am using this button, so that's why things are messing up. So I think this should work. So let's try it again. Sorry. This is my fault. I was looking at some another button and trying to style some another button. So for that, here we are, instead of CL, we can use the styles over here and we can give it wfit and it should work. You can see the styles are working. We are passing the styles over here and it is working nicely. So we have all the celebrity voices here, and here we have recently generated songs, generated song 1, 2, 3, and everything is looking good now. Let's give it. So now this render item is rendering all over generated songs, and this is the button to generate the custom song. We should also give it some padding, or instead of giving the padding to each one of these views, we will give the padding to the top container here. We will give the padding to it, P4, and it will give the padding to all. And here we can reduce this thing. We can make it 190 and it is looking now good. P4, and here what we can do, we can give it cape 4, flex cape 4. Basically I want to give it some margin over here. So I think we have to, so to click a screenshot, you have to use Ctrl+S. Okay, we don't need it right now. So where is this one? So what we can do, we can give it some margin, and now it is looking good. But you can see it is going below this screen, and which is not looking good. To fix this, we can give it some padding of bottom, or I would say margin of bottom of 10. Okay, it is not working. Let's go for 24. It's not working. How about PB of 24? No, it is gone. What I want to do is I want to make it look in the screen. It is being hide and I don't want to make it hide. For that, that's okay. So this is generate custom song, and we were again installing other component instead of this. So margin of bottom 4, and it is now visible in the screen. Let's give it 6. Now you can see our whole app is looking good. These are celebrity voices, these are recently generated songs, and these are generated songs. Now what we need to do is let's go to recently generated songs and give it some color or stuff. So font semi bold, text purple, and make it a little bit bigger. 2XL would be nice, or let's go for XL. Yeah, it's good, and I would suggest to stick with black. Yeah, and in the CL button, where is this? Let's make it capital. Yeah, now it's a good. Generate custom song, CL, celebrity voice, and we also want to make it touchable opacity, just like this. So now it is also touchable, and we can click it and hear the song. So this is how we have designed our home screen or main screen. And whenever the user is already signed in, we want to redirect the user to this home screen. For now, when the user go here, we can use a use effect and we can redirect the user directly to the home screen. For now, save this thing, and now if we hit refresh, you will see, okay, something is happening. Attempt to navigate before mounting the root layout component. That's good. So we have to use it over here. So save this thing. We have to use it over here in the, but the problem is basically when this screen is mounted, after it, we want to route the user to the specific screen. So for that, this is the index, this is the main home page, and we want to redirect the user to a specific screen. So how to do that? Initial route name. Let's give it initial route name main. Let's see if it works. No, it's not working. I think to make it work, let's go here. We can give it some delay. This is a workaround. I think we can use a set timeout and we can make a delay of like, let's say 2000 milliseconds, and then we can push the user to the main screen. Let's refresh this and you will see we are being redirected to our main screen. This is a workaround. We will fix this thing later when we are actually implementing the authentication logic. Now you can see we have our everything ready. We have created our home screen, which is similar to this. Now we want to create custom song. We want to make it look absolute. So we always want this button to be shown in the whole application. So for that, we can move this component here. And now you can see this is always visible, this component. And now we need to give it some margin bottom. Let's give it 10 or more, but it is still being rendered over here. So let's give it padding of bottom. No, it's not working. Let's give it padding of bottom of 16, PG of pink. I am debugging the CSS part here. You can see. Let's refresh this. Sometimes refreshing, it helps. Yeah. So let's give it 24, margin bottom 24. Let's give it margin top. How this works? Yeah, it is gone. Margin bottom 24. Let's give it 36. No, it is not looking good. Let's give it margin. No. Okay, so now the button is here. Let's give it px of 4. That's cool. Margin bottom of 10. Let's remove the margin bottom and give it height of 24. Let's give it 44. What about 56 and margin bottom of 10? Okay, so this scroll bar is taking full height, so we can remove this h full over here, and then we can use S56. Let's remove this also, and now give it 24. No, class name h full, bg of red. I'm trying to fix this thing. Let's see if we are able to do this or not. And let's give it black. Yeah, now you can see it's working. So basically we have given 20% of height to this. We can remove this thing we don't need, I think, and we can remove this bg black as well. We can remove this bg pink as well. But now this won't work, but we have to give it h full, and we can give it h 80%. So this is taking 80% of the screen, and this will take remaining 20% of the screen. Yeah, now it is working. You can see it is taking 20% of the screen, and we can give it some padding of bottom of 10. No, we need margin bottom of 10, so it looks good. So we have this screen and we have this screen. How about 10%, 15%, 18%? 20 is nice. Yeah, generate custom song, and this is our screen. This is generate custom song. That's good. This is our scroll view. This is our view, and everything is looking good now. When we click this, we can create this celebrity voice custom song. When we click this, we can hear our already generated song. When we click this, we can generate a custom song with a custom voice. That's cool. So we have completed this part. Now we will start designing this remaining screen. Now, as you can see, we have completed our home screen. Let me refresh this server and the app again, and our home screen is completed. Now we will design this one, this model. Basically, when this is clicked, which is the celebrity voice, we will open a screen as a model. Okay, so let me show you what I mean to say. So screen, model, React Native. Okay, and you will basically, there is model in the React Native, and there is another thing which I will show you how to use. So first thing first, inside the home, here we have in the escalate row, put a YouTube URL, the song you want to generate, input box, and generate. When the generation of the song is complete, we'll show a user, and here is our. So this is the flow which we are going to build. When the user clicks here, they will be redirected to this screen. So in the home, let's generate like this, RAFCE song, and here we will use a view, not a view. Basically, here we will first define the stake screen, and here in the options there is something called presentation, and in the presentation we will say we want a model, and now let's check if this is working. So how I am generating this auto completion is click here, and if you are on Mac, hit Ctrl plus space. The auto completion will save this thing. Wait seconds, and when we click here we will say on press, and when this is pressed, router dot push where we want to push and when we click here, you can see screen present from model to push. This may likely result in a screen object leakage. If you need to change presentation style, create a new screen object. Okay, so something is happening. Like if we click here, we are getting a error. Okay, so you can see flash list render size is not usable, either the height or width too small. Why we are getting this? Because we haven't specified the size of this estimated size of the flash. Here, if we search about it where we have used it, so yeah, so the estimated size is wrong, so we have to specify it correct. So it is basically 64, specify 64, and other than that we need to make it with full. Let's refresh this and see if the warning is still, yeah, So the warning still exists. Parent view doesn't have a valid size. Basically, this is because of this one. So if we do 90%, let's try it 90%. Save this and refresh this, and we will see if the error is there. So now you can see the warning is there. We will fix this warning after when we have finished working on the application. But for now, let's fix this thing. So it is saying that screen. So basically, let's use still. So we need to create a new screen object here. What is the problem? Inside the home, let's create a new layout, or we can directly specify it here. I guess we can directly specify presenter is model, and here we can say home / like that, and here we can, let's try it. Let's refresh, check if the model is working. Yeah, now you can see the model is working. But the problem is we are being redirected to, for now, when we click the register in the where we were index, we want to go to home. So for now, can say it's a to do push to home main dashboard. Refresh it. If we click here, the model is, this is our click here, the model is, but the problem is we are getting redirected to this home screen, and we don't want to be redirected to that. So the fix for this problem is in the layout. So here we are using this stack. Instead of here, I think we can create a new layout here in the home. We can create a layout.tsx home layout, and we can use this whole over. Now we have to specify the main route as well, and we can save this thing, remove here, go to this thing and present this screen as a save this thing. Now check. In the layout, we have to remove this. Click register the home in the refresh. You can now, if we click here, you can see the model is being inside. Okay, so that's what we want. What other options we have? We have content model, content full screen model, transparent model. Let's try out content model. How? And what we can do, we can remove these brackets because we don't need. Why we use these brackets? Because if we want to make sure that this folder is just a placeholder, this folder is just for organizing different screen. But if we want to make this folder a whole another route, then we have to do this. Or in the other words, we don't want to make this home as a shared route, we can directly use this home. And inside the index, now we can remove this home, and we have to use this, right? That's all. And now in the layout, everything should work fine. Let's refresh this thing, refresh the window, so the TypeScript gets updated. Wait, it is still saying that home/main doesn't exist, but it exists. Okay, right, rerun the server so that it works. Hit I, close this Expo, go again, Expo now being bundled. So we have to rebundle it if you change something with Expo. Okay, now in the index, we are redirecting it to home main, which is wrong. We have to redirect home / Now if we click on celebrity voice in the layout /song, so it is /home/center. Refresh it. I'll click here, the model is being, that's good. And if we go back, it is going back to this screen, which is bad, but we will fix this. So for now, we can also make the header shown. If we click over here, we don't want this header. Okay, so we don't want this header, so we have to get invisible. For that, we are already using header whole still be. Why is that? Because now it is invisible. That's we go to login. What we will do, we will define a new layout for authentication. We will enable this whole header, that header shown true, because we are directly using stack screen here, and in the layout can make it fast. So if you go back, you go to login, it is visible, that's good, that's what we want. If you go to register, there is no header, and if you click here, the model is being opened. And now we have successfully created a model using export out. Login, register, generate song, and it is over generate song model, and now we can customize it. First of all, what we will do, we will use safe area view, so it doesn't take the screen corner area. Safe area view, it's pretty straightforward process as we are doing it again and again, so you will understand how it works. And we can make a view. We want to use expo icons, so let's install expo icons. Open a new tab, expo icons, search. We will install this, not this one. I want to see this is the this expo icon is built upon this library, and we have a lot of icons here. If we were on the Next.js, we will use React icon. That is also a good package, but it is for React, it is for Next.js, but we are using expo. That's why we need to use expo/vector icon. So to install this, open this, run npm new. This is our icon. See, we want to use X. Let's find out what are the options we have for cross. So times can use fontos, copy this thing, paste here, copy the paste. Let's give it class name absolute, top 4, right 4. That's all. See, you can see this is our cross. On click, on press, we don't have on press here. So what we can do, we can touchable opacity, and we can use on press router dot back. Router dot can go back. Then if we can go back, it is true, then we will go. Okay, so we can save this. And now if we click here on the cross, we can't click here because it is coming on top of this top bar. What we will say to fix this, we can make it top 10, or there is a hook called const insert is equal to use safe area insert. This hook helps us to get the safe area padding. So what I'm saying is I will import, I will use styles, I will use style, and I will say I need top padding, or I need top margin. Margin top should be how much? Margin top should be, or I can say margin top, anything I would say, or let's I can directly define the top here, which is the top margin, or we can say the position of this whole touchable opacity button. So I would say inserts dot top, give me this much from here to here, give me this much height plus 16 pixels, and now I can remove this top, and now you can see this is safe area. This is using safe area. Inside we can see 16 pixel, and that we can use 10, or we can remove this whole. Now it look okay. If we click here, it is not clickable right now. Print out sol.log. If this can go back. Click here. Okay, it's not working. Give it say 10. Yeah, now it is what was not working because the Z index was not correct. So if we click register, if we open a model, if we close this, it is working. But it is directly going back to the home screen. We don't want that. So what we can do, router.push, we can send back to home/main. So if user opens this, we close this good. Sometimes this model works, sometimes it's best practice to use some third-party library for this model. So there are some third-party libraries which we can use for this kind of models. But for now, let's stick to, okay, so this is content model, and we have a few other options for the screen model. Let's try out. So we will just go to back. In the layout, we have main, everything looks good. And what I would do is I will remove this presentation thing, and we will just use a plain. So if we click here, can go to, I don't know why it is going directly back to, we should go back to the main screen. Why it is not going back to, that is the thing confused. But let's hit register here. Let's see in the layout, in the index, let's replace this home. If we click refresh this, now click register, it is being replaced by this. If we click here, we go back, go to generate song model. If we close this, the action go back was not. There is something, enable this option, remove this whole thing. We will use the view now because we are using the header, and inside the layout we have index. Problem is in the layout we should use a few stacks here, and we can remove. Good, let's fit register. If here we go back, see is there any screen to go. So we have this home component, or basically home folder. Side we have all the home. In this layout we have all the layout. Cool. Here we are using stack. This is our auth. This is our home entry page. If we click register, we go to home/main. If we click any of the celebrity voice, we go to generate. So I got it why it was not getting back, because basically we are into this directory. So when we are, so let me open the escalator and make you understand why it was not working. So in the React Native, screen works on stack by stack. So if we go to first the entry page, stack being created, and we pushed onto one screen. So let's call it screen 1, okay, screen, or let's call it A, right? And now when we replace this with another screen, so this screen is replaced with another, okay, this screen is replaced with another screen, which is B, which is basically our home main page, our main. Now what is happening? Now we need to redirect user. Here we have this thing, and when the user clicks here, we are redirecting the user to another screen. So it is being pushed. It is being, so basically it is the same stack, so it is being replaced with another stack. And if we go back, there is nothing to go back, because all the things are replaced, and it is the new screen. So to make it correct, let's push the home main, because we are directly pushing to home main, and inside the main, here we are replacing the, here instead we should push. Okay, now let's refresh it. We will go to register. It is a stack, so we have put another screen on top of the previous screen. Now if you click this, we have put another screen on top of that screen, and if we click here, we go to main. Okay, you can see if we click here, we go to, this is working correct. Now we can hide this whole thing in the layout. We can make it false. So instead of doing for every screen, we can remove the header for all the screens inside this stack. So we'll say header shown. Save this. If we go to back, it's working. We can still go to back because we haven't replaced the screen we have pushed. So there is two things, replace and push. So if we push, it will be another screen on top of the existing screen. If we click here, it is another screen on top of previous screen. If we close this, now the top screen is being removed from the stack. If we click this, a top screen is being placed on the existing screen if we push. Okay, so now everything good. Now we need to design the generate song thing. So here we can say generate song. We can pass a query using here. So when we push here, we can pass a query string here. So we can use what we can say the celebrity voice. So celebrity ID, we can use a ID. So here we can use backticks instead of colon, and here we can use something like that. It will complain. It will say this is good or something. Basically, I want a method to pass some query params with it. So what I mean is hello world. So in the web world, we pass query params like this, and I want to get this query params. So what I will do, params use local search param, and if I console.log here, this params, and let's see. So you can see the params are empty now. If we go back, if we click here, you can see we are getting hello world, which I have passed here. So it is showing me some error. I don't know why. It's not assignable parameter, static route, relative string, but we are getting the params here. Okay, so we can pass anything here. So we can pass the celebrity ID, celebrity, like that. When we click here, you can see we are getting this ID. So we can search about it, passing param expo route. We can search about it. You can see here. Yeah. So if we use a link, we can pass the param. So let's use a link here instead of this link expo router key item href path name. Let's copy the whole thing. We need to go to generate song, and we need this ID and other params like this. Okay, that's cool. Save this thing. We'll go back. If we click here, you can see we should be getting this. Let's remove this on press. Let's go back. If we click here, nothing is happening. Why nothing is happening? Let's import link from expo router. That's cool. Path to route 2. You can see we can use like this. Okay, that's good. Previously we were doing like this. Instead of push directly the route, what we can do, we can use a object, and here we can pass this stuff like this. That's another way. Okay, and that looks good. Slash home main, not home main, slash generate song ID. We can pass an ID of the celebrity voice which we want to generate. So now if we click this, you can see we are getting this ID random, and that's what we want. Okay, so we can pass a item here and assume it as an ID of the celebrity. You can see this is the 2. This is the second index item. This is the third index item, and we can use this to render here. Okay, so we know that the param says ID, so we can use generate song from celebrity number params.id, just like that. Now if you click here, you can see celebrity number 3, celebrity number 2, and it's item +1, and it will make more celebrity number 1, celebrity number 2, and everything is working nicely. That's cool. Now we have to design this page. What we need to do here. So let's first go to Xcelid and see how to design this. So this is here. We will copy the whole text where it is copy, but if we copy here, it is copying the whole stuff. We'll copy the text only, and we will paste here. We'll put everything inside a view. Import the view from React Native. Give some padding. That's cool. And give some gap of 4. Here we have another view. Not here. Here we have another view. Inside this view, we will put a input box which is text input. Here we have a button which we can use from our button component which we have created. Button text is generate song, and another one is on press handler which is console.log generating song from video URL this celebrity, and we have params.id here. So we can pass this params ID to the API, and we can tell the API to generate song of this video URL and this params ID. We will do the backend stuff after we will finish the front end. Save this thing. Now you can see, and we can copy the text input styles from our authentication page which is in the components. Here we can fix this thing. So we can use this whole thing again, copy the whole thing, go here and paste here. Controller is from, basically we need to use the same stuff here as we are using React hook form. This is our form schema. This is our resolver controller and everything. Copy and paste again. Handle generate song. It is also to do, which we will do when we start our backend part. Here, instead of email, we need a YouTube URL. z.string must be a valid YouTube URL. Okay, can remove this, and when this button is clicked, we can use form.handle submit and handle generate song, and we can call this simple. Instead of name here, we can say YouTube URL. The same here. Instead of this, we can use a dummy YouTube URL. So let's go to Club of Coders YouTube channel and find a dummy YouTube URL. Let's copy a dummy YouTube URL, paste here. This is a dummy YouTube URL. That's cool. Now we have everything in place. Make this good. See, now we need to give it some gap of 4. Good. We can give it some margin as well. We can make it center to the whole thing. Can give this text some styles, class name, font semi bold, text purple, tag to Excel. I like the gray version as well. Give it 900 and make it send. MY auto full flex enter justify center. That's cool. So we can put and we can click generate song. So this is looking good. Celebrity voice. Here we can show the picture of the celebrity over here. So here we can make another view and we can show a celebrity picture. So I will use any celebrity. So I will use Unsplash for some dummy celebrities. For any celebrity I will find. Let's use this. Okay, let me find a good. I will use this. Copy the image address and we can use image in React Native, which is great, and it asks us for source, and source is this URL. Okay, it is web URL, so we need to specify the URI like this, and we can give it some style to this image. We can give it class name rounded Excel. We can give it some shadow, which will also work, but we need to give color as well with the shadow. Let's give it some shadow, VG black, and we need to give it with full H full. Instead of H full, we will give 44. Now you can see it is looking good, and we can make it center using flex item center. It is good. MY4, increase it a bit 6. So let's make it more bigger. Justify center, I don't like it. Justify start is good. Let's make it 34. Yeah. So here we will put a random celebrity image, and here we can type a URL. We can see must be a valid URL. And we hit this generate. Let's paste a YouTube URL here. Let's go to this, copy the URL, paste here, generate song, and you can see we have our YouTube URL inside this form, and we will call the API here and generate a song and do the further step. In the next video, we will create this. So when the generation is completed, we will send user a push notification, or we will send user an email, and then we will redirect user to this screen basically when the user clicks on the email link, or we will show the recently generated song here, and when user clicks here, they will be able to play the song. So that's what we are going to do. In the last video, we have designed this screen. Now is the time to design this generated screen, which is simple and pretty straightforward. So inside the home, we will create a new file, which is play generated. We can name it play song. Basically, it's simple because it is used for playing already generated songs. RAFCE play song. This should be the same as it is. So I will copy the whole thing and I will paste it here. But a few things will be different, which I will tell you soon. We'll use the same thing. This use safe area insets React hook to get the padding from the top and bottom. And here let's import the whole thing from top, and we don't need this React hook form here. Okay, so we can remove this whole thing. Instead of this, we will have play and pause button like this. So we have this. Instead of this, we have generated song, play like this, play or download. We will give an option to download the song as well. And here we will have two buttons, play, pause and download. Simple. So we can have to view this button should be button text, play, pause, and on press handler should be nothing for now. And we will handle this when we will do the backend stuff. When we will have the song, we will play the song. Okay. We don't have the song right now, so we can't play. And here we will have the download. So copy the whole thing and we will say, okay, let's save this. Go to register on my screen. And when we click here, when we click on generated song, for now, we will redirect the user to the play song. So when we click this, we are redirected to play, pause, play, pause and download song. These are two options, and we are redirected to. This is a simple application you can see, and here we have this functionality, we have this thumbnail, and everything is looking very good. Now what we need to do is, this will be basically YouTube song thumbnail, or you can choose the celebrity voice, anything. And here we can write the title of the song if you want, play generated song. And let me copy this thing, and we will use small generated from YouTube video. And here we will say YouTube title. Here we will dynamically render the YouTube title, which is the YouTube video title from which this song, it is more clearer. So let's find out an external package for playing and pausing functionality. So play, pause, song, React Native, Expo Audio. So there is package called Expo Audio. Let's find out. Yeah. So it helps us to play and pause the songs. That's pretty cool. Acquire assets.song. Here is we play. Here is how we play. And here is how we pause the song. We can also record the song, which is not needed for now. We just need to play the song. That's all. There are other packages as well. What is AV? Audio to sound Expo AV. And what was that previous package? Audio from Expo AV. Okay, this is AV. This is separate API for audio and video playback. Audio to, here is the MP3 URL and should play true. That's cool. We can use this for video as well. So this is we are going to use for playing and pausing the audio. So let's install this library, copy this command, open the terminal, paste here, and let's wait for a few seconds to install it. Go paste here, copy the play, pause stuff, copy this function, and we will use this function to play the song. We will use arrow function, play sound. So first we have to load the sound. Here we don't have a local, we will have a basically remote URI. So you can say the URI, a network URL pointing to a media file. So we will have a demo. Let's find out a MP3 URL. So we can find out MP3 background music URL. So let's find out a URL. We will copy this URL where we need a MP3 URL basically. We don't need to download it. We need the MP3 URL. How to get? Okay, it is being downloaded. We don't need it. So we need this MP3 URL. So let's find out. I think it will be here in the JSON. Let's see. Let's inspect this element. Where is this URL? Let's refresh the page. We need a open MP3 URL. We find it out. Yeah, this is the audio. This is what we need. Okay, access denied. I think they are not giving. So what we can do, we can host it on our GitHub or somewhere. So we have downloaded a demo file and we will host it somewhere. Let's host it on Supabase. Let's go to dashboard. For now, for the sake of dummy purpose, let's create a Supabase project. Here is some generator, a password. I will choose a region near me. And we will go into the storage. It will take some time to initialize. Okay, but for now we can use this. Okay, so you can see how much easy is this. We just need to pass the URL and then we can use sound dot and a lot of other options are here. Pause. We can use pause async and it will pause the sound. Here we can say const pause sound and it is also a async function, and we can say await pause async and play async. That's simple. This is simple. Okay, and we can use a use state just like it was given in the documentation. Here you can see this. There's the reason we have a state. Let's import it. And what is audio.sound? We can use undefined or it can have audio.sound. And here we can set sound, and here we can sound.pause async. That's all we need. And now when this is being playing, we can use this thing. So if sound is playing something, is there any function to get the state of the, so we can use two buttons, I think. So play sound, if sound is there, pause sound, otherwise play sound. Basically, we will remove set sound undefined like this. But it is not a good way to do it. It is not a good way to do it. But yeah, it is one of the way. Every time loading and every time doing it is not a good way. So I think there is another way. Use fake sound, unload sync. Okay, we have to do this because we have to unload the sound. We can use two buttons basically. Play sound. This is for play sound. Here we can pass the play sound here, and we can use another button, pause. Here you can say pause sound. Simple. And we can like this. We can give it some gap. We can make it flex row. Gap 4. We can pass some class name which is wfit. So it will work now. Now you can see play and pause and download song. Now we have here download song. Then good. Full. Or we can give 50% to both. Let's give it 40%. They look good. We can make them centered. Okay, it's not a very best design, but yeah, it's okay. Cool. So now we have download song, play song, pause song, and everything is cool. Now what we need to do is we need to check if this functionality is working or not. So we will go to storage. We will create a new bucket, make it songs. We can make it public for now. Let's save it. We'll upload our song, download it now, and then we can get the URL of this. Can try to play it. Get it here. We can see if, so this is our song URL. See if it is working. Increase the volume and let's play sound. We can log the error if not working using catch console or log the error. Now if you play this loaded song, can't hear the and we will try to play a alarm song or some audio output, audio input. Okay, so increase volume are good. I think the audio input and output is correct. So let's try to play this URL in the browser of this. We'll go to, where is Safari? Yeah, so it is being played here. It is being played and I can hear it's good, but we need to play it inside our application. Let's refresh the whole application and see it works on generate song. What if we try to play a local song? Let's see. It is not working, then we will try with the local song. Okay, so we can say require. So the issue was basically our iPhone, or we can say the simulator was on mute. That's why if it is on silent, the audio won't work. As you can see, we can't hear it. But if you put it on ring, now it is audible. You can pause it. I have enabled the previous functions as well. Here you can initialize a audio sound, and here you can play the sound like this, and we can get this URI from here. We can paste it here, and this is how, if the sound is not loaded, load the sound and play it. Okay, and wait for it until it loads. And when we pause it, we can pause it, right? Just like it. Okay, save this thing. And now if we play this, you can see we can hear the sound. And if we pause it, it is paused. We can play it, we can pause it, we can play it, we can pause it. Okay, now that's good. We will implement the download functionality when we will do the backend stuff and the remaining stuff. Download song, we will leave it for later, and we will mark it as to do. And here we have our download song functionality, just like this. And that's how we have created a new screen where we can play and pause our songs, just like it. And that's a huge achievement. We have learned how to use Expo AV package and audio sound. And this is how we initialize, and this is how we play the sound, and this is how we pause the sound. Simple. We can set sound different properties, like we can set a spatial position, we can set like 50, we can set to 0, we can set it to 100, and we can do a lot of stuff with this API, with this Expo Sound API. Now what we need is, we have created this screen, we have created this play pause functionality, we have created this screen. Now what we need to do is, we need to create this screen for creating a custom voice. And when this custom voice is created, we will push this custom voice to our main page. Basically what I mean is, when this is created, we will show this custom voice here, and then user will be able to generate songs from this custom voice via this route. We will give users 6 default choices of celebrities which they can use. For now, I will just use one, and then you can put more here, and then user can also create custom voice and then generate songs from these voices. So now we just need to create this screen, and then we will move to the backend part. Now is the time to build this screen, and then most of our front-end work is done. So inside the apps, inside Expo, we have source directory. In the application, in the home, we will create a screen which we will call custom voice, create custom voice basic .tsx. RAFCE, create custom voice, view, import. Basically we can use safe area view here from React Native safe area context. And here what do we need? We just need the same screen as we have used in generate songs. So we will copy the whole component, paste it here, and we will just change the name of it. Everywhere it is, we will change voice, just like that. And here what do we need? We need, first we will copy this text which we have created. Let's refresh it. Okay, and here is the YouTube URL, that's correct. And here we will save the name of the voice. We can also use another thing which is name of the John Doe. And here we can use name, and we can say name must be at least 2 characters long. Must be at least 2 characters. Here we can say it is name, it is also name, and that's all. And here we will call the API after it is created, and we can remove this thing for now. Generate song, instead we will say create custom, just like it. It is our controller, it is our text input and everything, and it is looking good. Now we will save this thing, and we will see how it is looking. We will go to register homepage, we will click this button and we will go to this screen. So for that, we have to go to main screen, and here we need to redirect the user router.push create custom voice. And when we click this, we are being redirected to custom voice screen, and we can remove this whole thing. We don't need the image right now. It is simple. Put a YouTube URL of custom voice from which you want to generate the song. Here we will put the URL. Here we will put the custom voice name, and that's all we need. And what we can do else is we can use this text and we can say voice name, and instead of this we can use purple. Instead of this we can use text large. Let's copy it, paste here. We can say YouTube URL of voice. It is good, and we can give it a bit more keep. For that, we will wrap this whole thing inside another view, so we can separate out both this component and stuff. Let's give it cap 6, and I think gray would be nice. Gray 900 would be nice. Yeah, it is looking better. And YouTube URL of voice, voice name, and create custom voice. When this is created, handle create custom voice. It will be called, and we will log the values. So let's copy a YouTube URL, voice name, hello world. If we do hello h, you can see must be at least 2 chars. So hello, if we hit create, and you can see we are getting the values, and we will use this value to call our API and create a custom voice. That's all we need to do. Now, as you can see how fast we have created this screen, because we have already done most of the part. If we click chorus, here we can see recently generated songs. Here we can see our voices, and if we have created any custom voice, we will show it here. We will show our custom voice on the top, and we will show the default ones or the celebrity or the famous voices alongside with it. Okay, and when the user clicks see all, we will show the users all generated songs. Generate song, celebrity voice, paste the URL, go here, play song, post song, download song. So you can see most of our UI is completed. Now what we need to do is, let me go to, when your custom voice is created, you can create songs with it and you can play it. So basically whole flow is completed, authentication is completed, and the screens are completed. Now we just need to finish the backend part, which is the most exciting part. You can see it is pretty easy. What we will do, we will use, you can see now we are working in the export directory and we are in the same folder. So we will use Next.js for all of our tRPC routes. So you can see this is our Next.js directory. Here we have our tRPC server, and inside the packages, inside the API, inside the source, we will create all the routes for our everything. Okay, first we will set up the database, we will set up everything, how we are going to handle the AI stuff, how we are going to handle all the cool stuff. So we are going to do now. First of all, how we are going to proceed, let's see. Okay, so front end is finished, and now is the time to build the backend, which is the exciting part. How we are going to build the backend? First we are going to make the authentication work. Then we are going to work on AI stuff using replicate, as I showed you in my demo video how we are going to build this application. Now is the time to build the backend part of our application. First, we will start with authentication inside our application, and then we will move towards the replicate and the backend stuff, how our database and everything is working. Okay, so first let's start the app by running npm run dev inside the export directory. Hit enter and let's start the iOS simulator. Hit I and our simulator will open. How we are going to build our APIs using inside the Next.js using this stuff. Okay, so inside the application, basically this is our package. Inside the API we will build the tRPC routes just like this. Okay, and now our app is running. Let's refresh it. So our Tailwind CSS, or we can say the native wind, works. Currently it is not working. Let's see. Let's refresh again. So to make it work, go to source directory inside in the expo, in the source, in the app. Let's try to modify some. Yeah, now it is working. Basically, I just need to modify a few things and undo that and refresh to run the server again. Okay, so this is just a fix. I don't know if it is still happening in your machine, but yeah, it is happening in mine, and that's how I fixed it, and you can do it too. Now we will move towards building the authentication functionality. So we can remove this. First of all, how we are going to build the authentication? For that, we are going to use React Native and Supabase. So let's go to Supabase and dashboard. Here we will search Supabase React Native Auth. click here and we will use this. We already have, I think, this stuff, but still let's copy the whole stuff and go to apps inside Expo and paste this command. It will install the desired dependencies. In the package.json we can see, yeah, it is installing the dependencies now. Here we will define this Supabase library. So inside utils we will say supabase.ts and here we can define this thing. Here we need our Supabase URL. So let's go to our dashboard and find this project. Here inside the settings, inside the API, copy the project URL, paste it here, and this is the Supabase NN public key, which is this one. Copy this thing and paste here. That's all. And this is how we are initializing our Supabase instance inside our React Native application. Now go forward. So this is the basically supabase.com/blog/React Native authentication. So this is the blog we are using and we can follow along what they are doing. Okay. So they are asking us to install a lot of stuff. Encrypting the users, authentication storage. This is supabase.ts. This is okay. Email and password authentication in React Native. So yeah, this is what we need. We are only doing the email and password authentication. We are not doing magic link or any other authentication. Native mobile login mechanism. No, we will do only one thing. We will do the Supabase, this one. Okay, so we need this, and that's all we need. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to grab a few stuff from the Supabase React. So let's go to Supabase React Auth. We don't need the Auth UI. Basically, we need the authentication package. So let me find it where it is. So to do that, what you need to do is search turbo T3 Supabase. Go to our official create T3 turbo application and search Supabase. And here we have the Supabase fork of this thing. And now you can go to apps inside Expo, inside application, in the index, you will find what we need. So I want the Supabase authentication context, and that's what I am looking for. So this is what I need, session context provider. So we will go to our layout. Here you can see this is our tRPC provider. Here we will provide the Supabase session context like this, and we will import it from our utils. Here you can see, and we will import it from where? We will import it from Supabase Auth helpers. So this is a very important package. Let's install it as well. It's very useful basically. npm install Supabase Auth helpers. So remember to install it inside the Expo. Hit enter and everything will install nicely. Great. Hit save, and now we have the session. Now if we logged in, we will be able to get the user from use user hook from this Auth helpers. So you can search in the main, in the code. Let's not a file. I want to search inside. Now we have used session provider, and let me find a few more stuff here. Now if you go to utils in the API, you will find a few stuff here. You can see this is how we are passing the access token to the API, and this is what we need to do as well. So don't worry if you are not able to understand this. What I am saying is, if the user is authenticated, then we need to pass a session token, which is what session token mean basically. So session token simply means if the user is authenticated, we generate a random token and we assign it to the current user, and we will pass this token to the server to identify that it belongs to the current user, which is who is using our app now. So we need to somehow pass this token to our server. So how will we pass this token? So we will use, basically we are using tRPC, so we will pass this token in the tRPC route using, let me show you, in the source directory in the utils. Here we have the API, and here you can see what we are doing. Here you can see we are passing the headers. So basically this means it is coming from the Expo application. Now what we need to pass is we need to pass the token as well. So we will follow this thing. Okay, we will follow this thing. So copy the thing here and paste here. Import the Supabase. Here we will use the Supabase client like this. That's why we have initialized. That's why we have used the React, basically this one, React helpers, React Auth helpers for Supabase. React and React Native, mostly the TypeScript stuff or the logic stuff is same. That's why we use this thing. Now we have our Supabase, what it is saying. we will fix this warning at the end of our tutorial. Okay, we are facing these warnings at many places, not here as well. So we will fix all of these. So here you can see we are getting the session. Now we have our token. If the token presents, set the token as authorization token and pass this to our server. So it will be passed in the request headers over token, and that's how we will be able to identify our token in the server. Okay, so we are getting some error. Okay, so this is the error. So what we need to do is we can make it async and we can make it like that. Save this. Now the error is gone, you can see. Also remember this, when we are going to push this application, we need to specify our server URL, server API endpoint. So this is also a to do when we push our app to production, or we will bundle our application to use it on the test flight device or on an Android device. Okay, so this is how we have done everything. Cool. Yeah, so we can now close this. So we are now passing our access token to the server. We have this auth stuff. Okay, so basically we don't need this stuff. This is for Apple sign-in, and we are not using the Apple sign-in. If you need, you can go through and you can do it yourself. Okay, now in the index, which repository I'm using, this is from Supabase community. So you can find it from the create turbo readme, and you can go to here. During launch week 7, Supabase announced their fork of this repository, integrating it with their newly announced auth improvements. Cool. So now everything is ready to go. Now what we need to do, we need to make the user authenticate. So if we go to index inside here, and if we try to get the user using use user hook, and let's reload the whole window so we can get the TypeScript of this Supabase auth helper. Okay, so sometimes you need to reload. And now if we'll console.log this user, let's save this, we will see there is null. There is no user. But when we sign in into our application, we will be able to get the user using this hook, use user hook. Now let's register our new user. Okay, so go to authentication inside our Supabase dashboard, go to providers, and inside the providers, what we will do, we don't want the user to verify their email. We are directly allowing the users. It's not the most secure way, but for the demo purpose, we are just sticking to what is the most simple way to sign up a user. And here we will say we don't need users to confirm their email, and that's all. Save this. Okay, and now we will be able to directly log in when we sign up. So here we are. Okay, let's make this bigger so you can see as well. Awesome. Now here I will sign in using a dummy hello@world.com or something, pranjal@globeofcoders.com, and here I will write a random password which is 123456, and I will hit register, and you can see we are getting this email and password, and we need to send them to Supabase Authentication Server. Okay, so let's go to the authentication inside register. Here we have our auth component, and if the form type is registered, then we need to register the user, else we need to sign in the user. Now here we will import the Supabase hook, const Supabase is equal to use Supabase client, and here we will say await. Basically we will make this function as an asynchronous function. We will await Supabase.auth.signup, and we will pass the credentials over here. We have the email, which is values.email, and we have the password, which is values.password. The same thing we need to do for sign in the user. Here we can say, instead of sign in, we can say sign in with password, and now we are passing the stuff here. Okay, so this will sign up the user, and here let's import the const user is equal to use user. It can throw error, so we will use try catch block, and if something happens, we will import the alert from React Native. This is something React Native gives us, and we can show it. It's like a model, and we can alert the user with the error we are getting here, or something went wrong while signing up. And if this happens, it gives us two things which we can use. It gives us data and it gives us error. And if you go to the React Native blog which we were following, inside here you can see we have everything directly given. Sign in with email, sign up with email. Simple. So we can copy both of these functions instead of doing it manually and copy the whole thing, so we don't have to write it. Okay. So paste here simply and import the use state. We have sign in with email and sign up with email. So here we will pass the values, and where the values are like this. Okay. Or what I would suggest, instead of doing both of the things differently, we can merge it. So here, let's copy this thing. We don't need the whole thing. So we can copy this thing, and when the user sign up using email and something happens, so we can copy this thing. So we can copy this thing, and when the user sign up using email and something happens, so we can copy this thing, paste here. You can see if the error occurs, we are showing the error to the user. We are returning it basically. We need to return it. And if there is no session, we will return it as well, so that it doesn't go below this thing. And now we need to do the same thing for here. We need to do the same thing for here, and we can copy this error as well. And now we can remove the whole thing. We are getting the error. If something happens, do this. That's all. And we need to set the loading to false. But if we return it earlier, we are not setting the loading to false after, so it won't work. So we have to remove the return here. So let's see what is happening. If the form type is register, we are registering the user using email and password. If something happens, something bad happens, we are returning, we are showing the error properly and doing everything. So instead of 2 times, what we will do, we can show it once over here. And now let's save this thing. We don't need to do anything. Let's save it. And if it is loading, we can show the loading button. Here we can say if loading, then loading dash, otherwise show this thing. And we can remove this to do. And now we are handling it properly inside the handle load. That's cool. And another thing is we can check if this is working or not. So console.log user, and let's check out if our functionality is working or not. Let's refresh the whole application, go to register and enter the credentials. Pranjal@folders.com. Here I will say hello Pranjal, and I will say register. You can see we are able to successfully get the user from here. And when this is changed, we can redirect the user to home screen. So we can use a use effect here. Why we are not redirecting the user over here? Because sometimes stuff happens and you want to make sure if the user exists, redirect the user. So use effect, if the user exists, import the use effect hook. It will run whenever the user changes, and if the user exists, redirect the user to the home screen. Simple thing. And now you can see we are redirecting automatically. And even if we refresh the whole application, you can see if we go to any of the route login, you can see we are automatically getting redirected to the home screen because we are already signed in. And we can do the same thing over here as well in the index of our, let me make it bigger, increase editor font size, increase it. That's good. Inside the application, inside Expo, where it is inside the source, I think it is visible properly. Yeah. Inside the application, here we have our index, and the same thing we can do over here. If the user is signed in, we can push the user to the home screen instead of, but here the one thing which we need to be careful is if we do this, let's refresh it, we will see a warning. Okay, it's working basically. It's working. So if we refresh it, so it is working directly. We are getting redirected to the home screen. And now we can put a button of log out here as well. And what you need to do to log out the user, you just make a function and call supabase.auth.signout and call this, and you will be logged out from the application. And then you can redirect the user to the home screen, and it is your task to make a login button somewhere here. And when the user clicks that button, log out the user from the application. Simple. Now everything is ready to go. We have created our authentication functionality. Now we just need to check if we call some API, we are getting the user session or not. So if we go to application in the Expo, in the source, in the API, we are passing, you can see, we are passing the access token over here. That's cool. So let's start. In the apps directory in the Next.js, here is our server and everything, you can see. And this auth is from here, and basically, so they are using NextAuth, but we don't want to use NextAuth. We will use Supabase. And how we will use this? Let me show you the example. So if we go to tRPC, let's go to tRPC. Here we are creating request from source by session.user. So basically we will create a server client using Supabase. Let's see what it is doing. Okay, so this is in the API, this is in the authentication, and it is using NextAuth. That's cool, but we don't want to use NextAuth. What we want to use is we want to use Supabase. And how to use Supabase for authentication using tRPC, which we can see here in the Next.js, in the source, in the tRPC. If you go to the server, you will be able to see how it is working. So I will just copy this code. You don't have to worry about it. It may look hard, but yeah, we will use this thing. So in the tRPC in the server, here we are going to use this whole thing. So we have copied this whole thing and paste here. So let's install the Supabase Next helper inside the Next.js directory. So inside the apps, inside the Next.js, npm install Supabase helpers Next.js, and we will create a server client component. We will initialize a cookie and everything, and we will pass this thing. And inside here, we are creating a observer call procedure. What it is saying, call procedure is deprecated. So what should we use here? Instead, we will use this call tRPC procedure. Yeah, because the call procedure is deprecated, we will use call tRPC procedure. Okay, and here we are using super.json. We are getting a lot of warnings here. Instead of this, we don't want this. So we want AI song generator, and inside the API we have create tRPC context and app router. You can see all over warnings are gone, most of the warnings. Here we are getting some problems. Let's fix this. Let's fix this problem as well. So here we are using the latest app router package. That's why it looks a bit complex, but yeah, you don't have to worry about it. We are just passing the authentication and checking if the user exists and doing stuff. So we will fix this stuff very soon. So in using the super.json importing, that's good. Do we have transformer? Yeah, that's good. But yeah, why it is showing us the error? I'm not sure. And inside the tRPC route, tRPC context, we will go to our API, which is inside the packages, inside the API, inside the source. Let's go to tRPC to TS, and here we will copy everything as well. So in the tRPC, in the API /source/tRPC, we will copy this whole thing and paste it here. That's how we can get the DB as well here. So we want to get the DB from AI song generator and DB. You can see here we are using Planet Scale, but instead here we will use the Supabase DB. Here we can go and we can copy this thing and we can paste here. Okay, so this is a simple stuff here. So we have schema, auth, post. In the index we are initializing the DB. Here is our DB, and we are using MySQL, but we won't use MySQL, we will use Postgres. So for that, copy this thing from Drizzle config, Supabase. We are in the Supabase community, create T3 turbo, and in the DB, inside the packages DB, so we will copy this thing. So Drizzle config, so we will paste it here. In the index, we will copy this thing, we will paste here. We don't want to use Vercel Postgres, we want to use Supabase Postgres, okay? We don't want to use Vercel. So for that, what we can do, let me get that package. This part looks a bit more complicated because it is, here we are setting up, we are basically connecting our front end to backend. So this is what we are doing, and it is mostly easy part. You don't have to much worry about it. Index.ts, we will create a new index and we will export everything from here. Like this, we will delete this thing, we will delete both of these files, delete MySQL code. No, we don't need MySQL, we need Postgres.js. We need the table creator, so let's find where it is. Inside the Drizzle ORM, it can be not Postgres, I think. No, PG core. inside the PG core, we have the table creator. Table, let's find out inside the Drizzle docs, Drizzle Supabase config. And here we have our PostgreSQL details. We want to use Supabase, and that's how we can do it. We can import Postgres from Postgres. We have to install it first. So for that, we can go to Next.js. Not inside the Next.js, we need to go to DB, change directory to /DB, /packages, /packages/DB, npm install Postgres. Now reload the whole window and import the schema. In the here, we can use the PG table creator, and we can use it here, and we can name it whatever we want. So this will be our custom table. So we can say Postgres table. This is how we can create our multi-project schema feature inside Drizzle ORM. This is not required for now, but yeah, we can close this now. Here we can define our tables in the database. So let's create a users table. So we can say we can use the PG table directly from PG core, or we can use this custom multi-project schema table, which is this Postgres table. So let's use this Postgres table, import it, and users have name, and name can be basically, first the users can have ID, which is UUID .unique .not null .random default random. Okay, that's we can do, and we can make it primary key as well, primary key. And instead of unique, we can remove this because it will be unique. That's cool. And now we can also create a column for this users table, which is name, and we can use text, not from MySQL, from the PG core, and the name and the other stuff if we want to use. So that's all for now. There's 2 columns for now. So let's save this thing, close this. Inside the table, we have this table inside here. Let's import this thing, and let's use this. We need to export the DB, and we need the connection URL, which is this one. Copy this thing, and now we have our connection string. If there is no connection string, we will throw an error here. Okay, throw new error, action string not found, and now we have our client Postgres, and this is, we will remove this error, remove this warning very soon. So now we have configured our Postgres database here. We are very closer to our integration from Frontend to Backend. Make it bigger because we don't need to show the UI now. Here we have our Postgres tables. Here we have our schema inside the Drizzle ORM. Everything is looking good. Postgres URL. So I think I want to use the Postgres URL inside the apps, not inside the apps, inside the packages, inside the DB. Here we have our config. So you can set // which means this one, // this one, and inside we have our DB or env, and we can make a new env file, .env. We need a database URL. We will call this database URL instead of calling it the Postgres URL. We will call it database URL. Okay, so here we will get our database URL from Postgres. So in the settings, in the database, here we can get our Node.js Postgres URL, use connection polling. That's cool. Copy this URL, paste here, and now we need to get our password, which we can get from here. Reset the database password, generate a new one, copy this thing, reset here, and we will use this password for our database connection string here. Okay, so this is our database password, and database URL is now configured. Our schema is configured. Everything is looking good. Instead of pnpm with env drizzle git push, so instead of this, we will use another command, which I will tell you. We won't use this. Okay, we don't need this planet scale db. We can remove this if you want. Yeah. So now if we go to our db directory and we will run, you can see in the schema, in the database schema, we have our name and ID for the users table. Here what we can do, we can run a migration now for our database. To run the migration for our database, we can run npm npx drizzle git push pg. This is the command we use, npx drizzle git push pg, and hit enter. It will find the schema. You can see no schema file command form. Okay, so in the schema, in the index.js, think it is not able to find it. Let's save this for now. we are getting some problems. We will fix this soon. For now, inside the config, it is not able to find the ts. Okay, so in the /source, inside the source, we have our schema like this, and we will run the command again. We have fixed this schema path, and you can see our changes are applied. And if we go to our Supabase now, we should be able to see a table users. You can see T3 turbo users with ID and name. So that's great. We have created our first migration, and we have successfully configured our database, which is Postgres database, and everything is looking good. So now we can close this database thing because we have configured it. Now it's time to configure our API. So here inside the create tRPC context, inside the packages, let's close this everything inside the packages, inside the API, inside the source. Not here. Inside the Next.js, inside the source, inside the tRPC, we have this server thing. We have to fix this. We are using this create which is from API. So open this thing. How I am opening directly from here, I am using command plus click to open this directly. Okay, here you can say create inside the tRPC. Let's find out what we have here. So we have a few stuff. So if you haven't watched my previous tRPC video, I will highly recommend you to watch these videos, because in those videos I have taught how to use everything, how to use tRPC and stuff, and do most of the things. Cool. So here we have our DB. Inside the DB, it is saying that create caller factory. I can't find. So we will go to API index of this repository, which you are using. Inside the API, inside the tRPC, not here, inside the API, inside the index. Yeah, here we will go, and we have stuff here. Inside the router, inside the root, let's see, this is a tRPC, that's good. And if you go to here, in the server, we have this, that's good. We are facing problem here, create, this is working now, Supabase. We can pass the Supabase to our create context, and inside the create tRPC context, here we can see we are passing the Supabase client, that's good. We are taking the user and we are getting the user, that's good. So here we are getting the user and everything. We are passing the user to data.user, and now we will have this user ID and everything inside our API routes. But here we are getting some problems, so let's remove this. So create caller factory, this is the problem we are getting. Okay, create a server-side caller for tRPC API. So to fix this, let's go to our back. Let's go to our default repository, which is the main T3 turbo repository, which is this one, T3 OSS create T3 turbo. Inside this, we will go to apps, we will go to Next.js, inside the source, inside the tRPC, inside the server. Let's find out what it requires, create caller, and not from here. We want to go to, let's close everything. We want to go to packages, in the API, in the source, in the tRPC. We want to see create caller factory, this one. We want this. Okay, so now we will go here and we will paste this as well. These are the routes. This is the public route, which means this is not authenticated. This is public route. We can create a caller factory, we can export it, and now this error should be gone. Where is this? Yeah, now you can see we can create a caller and everything is looking good. tRPC.create caller factory, that's good. So we have removed that error. These are inferred types of the stuff. So basically this is the setup which is required to connect backend and frontend. If you are having hard time understanding what I'm doing, what you can do, I will push this stuff to my GitHub repository and you can copy everything, every setup stuff. Okay, so I'm not telling you to copy everything because this is the standard thing. Mostly I also copy from the standard repositories to make it work. So you can copy it from mine and then you can continue doing the remaining stuff, which is creating API routes and doing all this stuff. Okay, so this is the basically boilerplate code which we can say, and it is also necessary for us. Okay, here I'm getting a problem. Here I'm getting this error. I don't know why. Let's reload the whole window and see if it still exists. Yeah, it is still exist. So let's fix this error. Okay, so we are passing the Supabase and doing everything looking good here. App router inside here. Let's inside the app router. Here we have the app router. This is where we will create all our API routes, like create a song, generate a song and everything. We will delete both of these. We don't need this. Let's delete this. We can delete only this post. The auth is basically useful. Inside the context, you can see now we have DB and user, and this is how we are getting the user from frontend. We are passing a token, and then we are getting the user by calling Supabase and telling the Supabase to get the user of the token, and then we are passing it through our route, and here we are getting our user get session. That's how it is working. You can save this. This is a public procedure. This is a protected procedure. You can see protected procedure means one has to be authenticated to get into this function, and public procedure means anybody can access this API route. Okay, protected procedure means anybody can't access this API route. Here we have our everything. This thing is not working, so let me find a way why it is looking like that. Okay, so inside the Next.js and tRPC. Okay, let me see. Inside apps, inside Next.js, and here we are having the problem. Here we are creating. Okay, so what is the problem we are getting? Transformer. Let's go to the Supabase T3 Turbo, and we will go to Next.js, and inside tRPC, inside server. Let's search this error. Okay, so I'm trying to resolve this type error. I'm not able to, so I will search this. Let's find out. Yeah. So basically, it may be the problem of what is the version we are using here. So let's find out which version of tRPC we are using here. Okay, so if we go to this create T3 turbo package, inside the package.json, here what are the version? These are next. Okay, so we will use this next version, tRPC client, server and everything. Basically it's most the version issue, and we can resolve it using these versions. Okay, let's find this React query stuff. So inside the applications, here we are inside the Next.js, and here we are inside the Next.js, and yes, 14.1. Yeah, so this is mostly the version issue. Let's copy the whole thing and paste it here. Okay, now it should work. Let's see. Let's install. Let's go to /apps Next.js npm install. Let's go to the default T3 turbo, and inside apps, here we have inside the tRPC. Let's find out what we were doing here. Okay, so in a tRPC type of create, that's good. Okay, things not worked as we expected. You can see we have multiple different version, and we don't want that, so we run npm install again and see. Yeah, no issues found. That's good. Let's go to server, and where we were creating the tRPC client inside the Next.js server, not in the API, in the apps, in the Next.js source directory, in the tRPC inside the server. Let's find out how we were doing it. Okay, so it's pretty basic. Instead of all this stuff, we were directly doing it like this. Create context. So this is our create context. That's good. And this is our API create caller. And where the create caller is coming from? It is coming from the API. Okay, so let's try it out. Instead of this, create caller and import it from API. Now it is looking good. I think tRPC may have made some changes, and now we can use directly instead of writing all this manual code. And here we can see this is create caller factory. It was not previously on the Supabase version of directory or the repository. It is new added into this, and now we will call our API and see if it is working or not. Okay, let's try it. So let's try to get the session of the user. So now we will go to our application homepage, home main, you can see, and here we will call our APIs to see if it is working or not, and if we are getting the user back, because you can see we are returning the user. So this is our server and this is our application screen. Okay, so we will call test API is equal to import the API from utils dot, and you can see we have all the routes. So if we go to API, not here, so we can close everything and go to root. Here you can see we don't have the post route, so we have to remove this. We just have the auth route for now. So this is all. And now here we can say api.auth.getSession.useQuery, and let's hit save, and we will see, yeah, it's working. Something is happening. Network request failed. So yeah, why is that? Why is it? We will find it out very soon. So first of all, let's go to get session and try to log if this thing is working. So we can, what do we call this? We can get the user directly like this, and we can console.log. I don't know what is the technical term for this thing, and we can return the user, and you can see calling the API for the first time from the mobile app. That's a huge achievement in itself. You can see in the auth session the input is defined. Yeah, go here, and if we hit the refresh, you can see the network request failed. Why is that? Okay, because the server is not started. Okay, so to start the server, first we have to start the server to call the API. So to start the server, go to the apps and NextJs. Inside the, here you can see how to start the server. pnpm with env next-dev. So instead here we are using npm, and with env just means this one, use the env file and then run the next-dev. So instead of this, what we will do, let me show you the command which we are going to use. We are going to use npm run. Instead of pnpm directly, we are going to use npm run. Okay, so now if we run npm run dev, and you can see something is happening here. We are, so db host, db name, we have to change this stuff inside the env. We don't need this. We don't need this now. We don't need this. Okay, so we can comment this out, and that's all we need to do. Okay, now it will work because we are directly inside the application, inside the Next.js, because this is our server. Inside the server, we are directly using everything we need, and we are not using the, we are not using the database directly here. Okay, so if you want, we can do that, but yeah, we don't need it for now. And this auth proxy stuff we don't need because we are using Supabase instead of NextAuth. So we will delete this thing when we will be finishing this course. So now let's run the server again and see if it works. Okay, so something is happening. It is saying auth discord. Okay, so where it is, let's find out. Inside the auth discord, here inside the env, we don't need this. Inside the authentication, we don't need this whole package basically. So we can delete this whole package. But for now, yeah, we can delete this whole package. We don't need it. Okay, this is not needed. Delete this whole package. Let's delete the auth proxy as well. Okay, we just need Next.js and Expo, and we are using Supabase for everything, and we are using tRPC for all our backend API routes. That's good. Now let's find out. Now we will get some errors because of the auth proxy stuff we have removed. So we have to remove this from like this, app/auth proxy packages/auth. Instead of packages, our app name is AI song generator. Let's find out and delete the auth package from everywhere. So it's the log file. We don't disturb the log file. Here we are using the trans file package, so we can delete this because we don't have this. So remove this thing, import env file. So we don't need this env file. Remove this thing. Here we don't need this. Remove this. Sign out, auth showcase. We don't need auth showcase. Okay, so we can delete this whole component directory. Inside the application, we don't need this as well. So we can delete this auth. Inside the API, we just need the tRPC thing, and auth is managed by Supabase. Now you can delete this. And here we have to do some customization. This is where we are handling everything. So so we can use this route from, let's go to tRPC, create T3 turbo, the Supabase version. Okay, so inside the Supabase version, go to Next.js. Inside the Next.js, go to app. Inside the app, go to API/tRPC/tr, API/tRPC/tRPC, and here we will use this thing. Copy the whole thing, paste here. And we don't want the runtime to be edge for now. Okay, this is AI song generator, and it is working. It is looking good. Now you can save this thing. If we have, so we can remove this from here as well, and that's all. That's all. We have removed the Auth packages and Auth proxy and related to everything related to NextOauth. Now, if we run this should work. So npm run dev. Let's try it. Yeah, you can see our server is running. Let's go to this server. Inside the application, inside Next.js source application layout, and this is our page. You can see this doesn't exist, so we can remove all of these. We can remove all of this stuff. This is our server using Next.js app router. You can remove everything, and we don't need the edge runtime here as well. Save this thing. The layout stuff is okay, and everything is. So let's go to localhost 3000. Localhost 3000 to check if the stuff is. You can see this is our server using Next.js app router, and it's looking good. Now if we call the API, it should work. So let's refresh the whole application, and now here we should be able to see something. Let's see. Now we are getting some other error. Either next public or next Supabase env variable or required. Yeah, that's correct. So we have to go to env and we have to specify our Supabase URL stuff, and we can take it from Supabase here or our URL, and this is our Supabase NN key. Save this thing, close the server, run again. Now let's stop this whole server and run the application again. Hit enter, and now we will see. Yeah, now we are getting something. And here you can see we are able to send the tRPC request from Expo React by Pranjal @Club of Coders. So you can see everything looks like charm. We are sending this request from our application, which is great. Inside the application, inside the Expo, here we are sending this request. Not here, inside the home, inside the main, here. Here we are sending the request, and here we are saying in the public procedure, and here you can see tRPC request from this user. You can see we are logging the whole user and calling the API for the first time for the mobile application. So this is how we have connected our database. We have migrated a table. We have connected everything, front end, back end. Now things are working nice and easy. Let's refresh this application. So yeah, and we are getting the data back. So if we try to log who is this user, so we can say let's log the user here, test api.data.user.email, and if we save this, you can see my email is here and it's working. We are getting the data from our backend from Supabase, and we are displaying it in our application. And this is a great achievement for you if you haven't done any full stack mobile application stuff. From the next video, we will do the main stuff. We will design our database. Then we will do all the AI stuff which is required to make this app work. Thank you so much for watching till now.